It is the next to last week of the regular season. Game time on your view, and it's a big one tonight. It's for a district championship. Omaha North and Bellevue West. Good evening, everybody. Along with John Schreiner, I'm Gary Sharp. Glad to have you along at Niall Kinnick Stadium. And John, you look at this matchup. These are two teams that are kind of in that middle tier. Should be a good game tonight. Two teams that are both 5-2.
Yeah, this is the kind of a prove-it moment for both of these teams, right? They both want to know where they are. Each has losses earlier in the season to really good teams that we think are really good in the state of Nebraska, especially in the Class A ranks. But tonight it's kind of a prove-it. Who's in that next level? Who's the best of the next bunch? Both of these teams think it could be them.
As you can tell from John's beautiful hair, it's going to be very windy. So what will the quarterbacks do? Let's start with Bellevue West. Their quarterback, only a junior, has really gotten better over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's come a long way in his first year as the starting quarterback. Spent some time behind Danny Kalen. Really learned a lot from Kalen, who's now at Nebraska, and has really made this offense his own. His legs being back in the game. Mike Huffman loves his ability to run, but he's also gotten really good with his accuracy. That has progressed throughout the season. We need to see his progression from where they were earlier in the year against Central.
Both these teams are on a 3-game winning streak. For Omaha North, they've done it battling a lot of injuries. You will not see Nebraska commit Tyson Terry tonight, but Jerron Cannon is back in the lineup at running back, and that should help the quarterback, Mikey Gow.
Yeah, Mikey Gow stresses the defense in a different way. With Will Anderson, it's the run game. What can he do when he gets outside the pocket? Mikey Gow's got a howitzer of an arm. He can stress you vertically, throw it over your head. I think that's going to be one of the keys tonight is the vertical passing game for North, and Mikey Gow's got to be on it.
Number 4, Omaha North. Number 7, Bellevue West. Kickoff is coming up next. It's game time on Your View.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Hog Wild has the perfect game day feast. Whether you're feeding a few or the whole crew, Hog Wild has something for everyone on your team. Pick up a Hog Wild family pack loaded with slow smoked meats and everyone's favorite sides. Or grab the best barbecue deal in town, a Hog Wild $5.99 meal. Enjoy cheering on your favorite team and let Hog Wild do all the work. Order online at gohogwild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
For those with big dreams and big ambitions, the world is waiting. Unlock the power of possibility at Iowa Western. Our immersive, high-tech programs give you the skills to bring your full potential to the world. With over 80 fields to explore, turn your passion into your career in half the time and for thousands less than a 4-year institution. The world is waiting at an IWCC location near you. Register for classes today.
Hey, Dad.
Hey.
So?
Mazda?
Mazda.
Mazda.
The Mazda CX-30. It's made to move you.
Take advantage of this exceptional offer at Woodhouse Place Mazda.
A picturesque day in northwest Omaha and Lake Cunningham. Welcome back. Game time on Your View, brought to you by Iowa Western. The world is waiting. Along with John Schreiner, I'm Gary Sharp. Good game tonight. This is a up-for-grabs District A5 championship, and time to look at the keys before kickoff. The keys, John, are brought to you by Woodhouse Auto Family, your trusted auto partner since 1975.
All right, let's start with Bellevue West on offense. Tightrope. What do you need when you're on a tightrope? Balance. It's not just about balancing run to pass. It's, I think, a balance of touches for this offense. You need the two big-time wide receivers in Jermaine Green and Caprice Keith to get their touches. You need Will Anderson to get some touches running the ball. And that tailback, Tristan Harris-James, also needs his share of touches. So, yes, it's a run-pass balance. It's also a touch balance for this offense. And on defense, rally and wrap. Listen, the T-Birds are not very big. They got one player that they're going to put on the field on defense who's over 205 pounds. They got to bring multiple hats to the ball and wrap up and make those first tackles, because if they don't, it's a long night. For Omaha North, on offense, it's about box count. They want to run the ball. I think they should be able to run the ball. And when that extra defender gets down into the box for the T-Birds, that's when Mikey Gow can hit you over the top with that big arm. On defense, it's a spy game for me. They've got to keep a linebacker designated to monitor Will Howard and not let him have those back-breaking third down scrambles that keep drives going.
Thank you, John. Those are John's keys. Here we go. Omaha North won the toss They have deferred to the second half. Now, wind is going to be a factor. There is a strong breeze coming out of north. So North actually will have the wind here in the first quarter as we get set to go. Both of these teams are 5-2. Both are 3-0 in the district. Both are on a 3-game winning streak. As we get set for the opening kickoff, and this line drive from Ernest Ajabon goes into the end zone for a touchback. And we'll get to see the Will Anderson-led offense right away for Bellevue West, the junior transfer from Bellevue West, who was the backup to Danny Kalin, who is now at Nebraska. He is third in Class A in passing, John. 6'1", 1,509 yards already this year with 19 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's, as we said, come a long way. Played some as a freshman back when he was at Millard West. Came over to Bellevue West to sit behind Danny Kalin and learn along the way for a year. Now in his junior season, he's taken command of this thing, and look, it's as dynamic as you want when he's back there.
He waited his turn, and now he has got the keys to the Mike Huffman offense. And they've got a lot of dynamic playmakers. The first snap of the game is high, and Anderson pulled it down, and he is going to go down. As B.J. Lewis came from behind and brought him down. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. They are brought to you by Cox Mobile. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile.
Yeah, it's been kind of a shuffling of the deck on the offensive line for the T-Birds this season. They've moved guys around, different players, different positions. They think they finally settled into what they want to do at the O-line.
So Anderson was able to get a half a yard after the high snap. Keep an eye on James in the backfield with him, only a sophomore. And this is James, and he's got blockers, and he's got a big run as he cuts it down the sidelines across midfield, still on his feet. Finally, he is tripped up. Tristan Grez James, only a sophomore, a pickup of 45 yards.
Yeah, they go counter here. They get the backside tackle and guard on the move, and Jerez James finds that open seam and uses that great speed that he has. By the way, Jerez James, his primary position is quarterback, but he's such a good athlete. Mike Huffman just had to find a way to get him on the field, and he became their #1 running back.
You saw quickly there, John, they've already moved him into the slot and a wide receiver. So the first down run, now Anderson, plenty of time, fires across the middle, and it is incomplete. It was behind the intended wide receiver. He wanted Jermaine Green, the junior wide receiver, but it was off the mark. Let's take a look at that North defense that will go against Will Anderson in this dynamic Bellevue West offense tonight.
Yeah, the big man in the middle is missing tonight. Tyson Terry, one of the best defensive players in the entire state, who's headed to Nebraska. So somebody's got to pick up the pieces on the back end. I think it's the two linebackers, B.J. Lewis and Rashad Deal. They're going to have to be active tonight.
Darian Jones is one to watch. He has 4 interceptions this year. So second down and 10. We'll tell you more about the absence of Terry. And here's James. He breaks free and stays on his feet, lunges for the sticks, and he may have a first down. Boy, what an extra effort. He's got great patience. Again, only a sophomore. It is a first down, and they move the sticks.
Yeah, 6-footer, 170 pounds, and again, it's the same play. It's that counter where you get the guard and tackle moving. Not as big of a hole this time, but a similar result as Jerez James able to pick up the first down.
Last week he had 12 carries, 135 yards, and a score in their 14-point win over Lincoln Southwest. Opening drive of the game as Anderson barks out the signals. Got plenty of time. Quick game. Got rid of it to the wide receiver. And it is caught, but quickly Caprice Keith goes down, but he's inside of the 20 into the red zone as the T-Birds continue to march on. Anderson has got a lot of weapons.
Yep.
And it's a typical Mike Huffman offense.
This is what I was talking about, Gary. First play of the game, they go quarterback power with Anderson. Next play, it's a big run, Jerez James. They come back, they try to throw a pass down the middle to Jermaine Green. Here it's a pass into the flat for Caprice Keith. Keeping those players, all of them involved and engaged, is going to be a big key.
Caprice Keith's dad, Kenton, one of the best high school players in the area when he was at Benson. He's a youngin'. He's only 16 as a junior. Anderson gets rid of it quickly to Bryce Johnson, and Johnson is inside of the 15, and that's going to be another first down. So pretty methodical drive down the field for Bellevue West, and now they're knocking on the door here to begin this game.
Make it easy on your quarterback, right? If they're giving him cushion, make an easy throw into the flat to one of your big-time wide receivers. Just make an easy throw.
And no Tyson Terry, so that stunts the pass rush. As John alluded to, the Nebraska commit is out of the lineup with an injury. This is the 3rd straight game that he has missed, and he is a force Anderson, quarterback power right up the middle, and he fumbles the football, but it came right back to him. He was down, but it popped in the air, came down, and he was right there on the receiving end as a good play call. B.J. Lewis with another tackle, and Anderson may have taken a hit below the white jerseys. We get a look at it here on the replay.
Yeah, this is quarterback counter. We saw them run tailback counter. This one is quarterback counter, where they use the backside guard and the running back as a lead blocker, which is a little different look out of that set.
So 2nd down and 5. They can get a first down as they snap the ball from the 7-yard line. The man in motion, and another run by Anderson. Lewis and Clark wrap him up, also helping out Rashad Deal, and that is going to set up 3rd down and about 2. Omaha North 5-2, just like Bellevue West, and both teams 3-0 in the district.
And B.J. Lewis is a tackling machine. I mean, we've been talking about this kid for a couple of years. Every time we have him on, he's sort of like an overlooked commodity in the Metro. You know what I mean? He's a very good linebacker.
So 3rd down and 3. James in the backfield with Anderson. Now Keith in motion. Anderson hands it off, and it's going to be denied. That high snap again threw off the rhythm of the play, and James is stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and now it is 4th down and about 2 yards. No hesitation on the Bellevue West sideline. They'll go for it.
Boy, are you feeling any deja vu from last week, Gary? I mean,
red zone troubles that Papillion La Vista had.
Yeah, that changed that game. Papillion La Vista's inability to punch it in from short range. And here we go. First one of the night tonight. We'll see if Bellevue West can make a play.
B.J. Lewis has been a problem on that defensive line for Bellevue West. Here comes the Viking. Anderson rolls out, looking into the end zone, now scrambling, and he's going to go down. Lewis comes over to clean up after McIntyre Daly held him up. And Omaha North stops Bellevue West. They got to the 3-yard line. North will take over at their own 5.
It's not even like I can fault Bellevue West for not being creative, just hammering. Like, they were doing some different things, trying to run the quarterback. They tried to throw a pass here on 4th down. I don't think it's bad coaching or bad play calling. It's just better defense for Omaha North.
And this is a North defense that in their last 4 games, they've only allowed 23 points. And here comes Mikey Gow. Mikey Gow, who began his high school career across from Bellevue West at Bellevue East, and then went to Texas and Oklahoma, and now his lone year at Omaha North, and he has really turned it on during this 3-game winning streak. And he'll snap it from the 5-yard line. And welcome back, Jerron Cannon. And Cannon is across the 10 out to the 13. That's a pickup of 9. Cannon has been on the shelf for a couple of weeks. He's back. He's part of this lineup for Omaha North, John, that is brought to you by Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile.
Absolutely monstrous offensive line for Omaha North. Even without Tyson Terry in the lineup, you got Connor Cook at 6'9", 310 pounds. Jamar White's over 3 bills. You got Terry, who's out at 285. I mean, this is just a huge offensive line and a very small defensive line for the T-Birds. That's the matchup for me in this game.
Cannon, despite missing some games, as he carries here again, and he's going nowhere. He's 5th in Class A with 824 yards and 9 touchdowns. But here he gets greeted by Dontel McNeil, another young one on this Bellevue West defense. McNeil is only a sophomore.
Yeah, and again, this is a very young team all around, right? And they've had to move some pieces around. Dylan Miller at the safety spot, who shined in that game we had them against Central. He'll be one to watch on the back end. But Cesar Valencia is the leading tackler for this team. He's going to be around the ball all night.
So it brings up 3rd down and 4 after North stopped Bellevue West at the 5. Pass by Gow is incomplete. Boy, threw it right across the middle. Vincent Garza was in the face of Dion Cooper, broke it up, and North will have to punt, so 3 and out.
And I'm not sure Mikey Gow puts that in the right place, right? Because the defender's coming from the inside. That ball's got to be to the outside shoulder for that to be a catch and a first down.
So Connor O'Neill will come on to punt, one of the better punters in the Metro. You'll hear Connor O'Neill's name a lot tonight. Wide receiver, defensive back, and he'll punt from his own end zone. He does have the wind at his back. And the left-footed punter, which is rare these days, a high arching punt, and It is called for a fair catch. And then running with the ball was Justin Barnes. He called for a fair catch, then took off. The North player never heard the whistle, tackled him. Multiple flags come out. And Larry Martin, as you can see, that Barnes signaled for the fair catch. You clearly saw that on your screen.
Yep.
So that's the initial penalty. I think they take off the hit.
Yeah. So this should be a penalty for invalid fair catch signal, right? He waves it, and then once you do that, you're not allowed to start running, right? Because these things happen. It's a safety issue. If you start running, you're going to get tackled.
And Deal didn't hear a whistle or anything.
You're not, as a defender, you're not taking any chances. If that guy's running down the field, you make the tackle. So that's why the invalid fair catch signal is a penalty, and it should be a penalty on Bellevue West.
You saw Larry Martin. He was signaling it like back in his days in Illinois playing high school football. Larry Martin out in his 25th year as the head coach of the Vikings. Omaha North 5-2. They lost opening night to West Side by 15, and here is Brian Arvin, our referee.
So they gave the delay of game penalty to Bellevue West for taking off and running after, but it's offsetting penalties, so no harm.
Scoreless. Both teams have had the ball. Bellevue West is next on offense.
How'd it happen?
She showed up dead on arrival.
This never gets easier.
It does when you call CarShield before your car breaks down. Look at these prices. The camshaft, transmission, engine.
Don't people know? A plan through CarShield could protect up to 5,000 parts and systems.
You hate to see it.
An out-of-warranty car is going to break down eventually.
Right, which is why they need a plan through CarShield.
Best of all, you'll get access to CarShield's concierge service, who can even help you find a mechanic near you.
They're notifying the family.
Poor guy. He doesn't even know what's coming.
Another victim of senselessly expensive repair bills. Can't save them all.
But we can keep trying. Didn't have to end this way. If he'd have just called CarShield before his car broke down.
Exactly.
CarShield has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau and was voted America's most trusted auto protection company. It's time to call CarShield now. Call 800-238-7502.
An absolutely beautiful night for football in Northwest Omaha. We are at Omaha Northwest High School, Niall Kinnick Stadium, the home of North. Long discussion during that break as we welcome you back in. Larry Martin and Brian Arvin about the penalty. So the invalid fair catch was called correctly. And then after Barnes ran, he was hit. They also threw the flag. We thought that would be taken off. It's not, and Bellevue West gets really good field position, John.
Yeah, they get to start on the plus side of the 50 here. So what can Will Anderson and company do in their second possession?
North shows blitz. They keep it on the ground to no avail. And coming in to make the tackle, Greg Moore, 235-pound senior defensive lineman. That's going to be a loss of 2.
Yeah, trying to get the running game going again, but that's just a gap shoot by Greg Moore. He gets in the backfield before the runner really has a chance to get going. Herrera James, first time we've seen him stop for a loss tonight.
Bellevue West 5-2. Their 2 losses to Elkhorn South and Omaha West Side. West Side has now won 28 games in a row, tying a Class A record. They won in this stadium last night 47-7 over Prep. They run it again with James, and Max Clark is there to tie up James. Stood him up, got some help from fellow Vikings, and this is going to set up a 3rd down and long. Omaha North, they lost to Omaha West Side. They also lost by 7 on the road at Kearney.
Max Clark with the tackle.
Well, Bellevue West is staying committed to the run here early, but this is a passing situation. 3rd and about 8. We will see right here. These are the moments I was talking about. Will Omaha North keep a spy in to stop Will Anderson from scrambling out and picking up those first downs?
Well, you saw there in the replay, Max Clark is a thumper. Anderson will put it up on 3rd down and 8. Under pressure, going to go down. The sack coming from behind, James Harrington. And Bellevue West will have to punt the football. Maybe we're settling in for a defensive slugfest tonight.
You know how you don't have to play with a spy? Get a pass rush from the edge and tackle him before he gets a chance to run. That's exactly what Omaha North did. Good.
Without a straight game, this pass rush, you'd have to be creative. Tyson Terry on defense has 11.5 tackles for loss, but he's out for the 3rd straight game. And now Will Anderson, who also doubles as the punter for Bellevue West, will have to punt it away. Rugby style, quick, a little kick and into that wind. That is, I do not recommend that to anybody that is a punter. And it'll be good field position for North. We're scoreless here in the first quarter. 3:21 to go from Kinnick Stadium. It's game time.
Have you taken the detour? I've taken the detour to Omaha's most delicious burgers. Our signature burgers are made to order, just how you like it. Experience a clean atmosphere with 5-star customer service. Delicious chicken sandwiches, hand-cut and breaded daily. Pair it with an order of Fricks, a unique combination of shoestring, waffle, and crinkle-cut fries. Plus a great kids menu and tasty malts and shakes. I recommend you take the detour to Burger Detour today.
If you or someone you know has been exposed to asbestos and you now suffer from mesothelioma or lung cancer, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Hi, I'm Paula Haddock here with spokesman Rob Wolf. So Rob, please share with the viewers at home, who should be calling in right now?
Well, just like you said, Paula, if you or anyone you know have been exposed to asbestos and now suffer from mesothelioma or from lung cancer, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Call now.
It is week 8 of the high school season. Just a week from tomorrow, they announce the playoff pairings. Mikey Gow, play action, will put it up on first down. Fires deep down the field for Jones, and he dropped the ball. It bounced from the left paw to the right paw, and Darian Jones, who has had a great season, he could have had 6. Instead of it's an incomplete pass.
I mean, this ball is thrown on a rope for about 45 yards. Just look at the arm strength from the quarterback, Mikey Gow, right there, and that has absolutely got to be caught.
Darian Jones, whose brother Donovan is a true freshman at Nebraska, was a stellar defensive back. He frustrated after that, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. And with the wind, they let Gow air it out. Mikey Gow, 6'2", 212 pounds, played as a freshman at Bellevue East. Slate of games tonight in the Metro in week 8. Handoff Cannon over the left side, and he is going absolutely nowhere. As coming up to make the tackle, Valencia is in there.
He's going to call his name a lot tonight, Gary. Look at him. Gets in there. I love how he scrapes down the line and then sets his feet, right? He doesn't go rushing ahead and get blown by or juked out of his shorts. He sits down into his stance, makes the tackle. That is textbook linebacker play.
Valencia is not very big. He's 5'9", 200 pounds. He played at 185 last year in that same exact spot. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 as Gow looks over the Bellevue West defense. 3-man front, 7 in the box. Gow to put it up. His pass is behind the intended wide receiver. Tried a little out route, and it was behind Shelley. And North is going to have to punt the football.
I'd like to see Mikey Gow put a little bit more air on this ball and lead his receiver and let him run. This one's just a little bit behind him. He had a little bit of pressure coming off that edge, so maybe that sped up the process ever so slightly. But you know what? The first play of this series probably should have been a touchdown, and Omaha North is going to want that one back.
North in their last 3 games against Lincoln Northeast, Buena Vista, and South Sioux City have scored 47, 57, 48. First time in 4 weeks the competition ramps up. O'Neal with the punt, with the win, hangs in the air, gets a good bounce, and the Vikings will down it. Colton Skelton will down it at the 26-yard line. So another opportunity for Bellevue West. If you're just joining us, Bellevue West took the opening kickoff, drove all the way down to the 3-yard line, and turned it over on downs at the 5. So get a look at Mike Huffman, the offensive brainchild. Mike Huffman, graduate of UNK, now in his 12th year. He has got,
gosh, has it been that long?
Yeah, he's got 129 wins overall. He's got 103 at Bellevue West. Came to Bellevue West after a stellar start at Fort Calhoun. Last year they went 7-4. T-Birds 5-2 this year. Last year, Bellevue West had 3 future Huskers on the roster as they run it on first down with James, and he picks up 5.
They did have 3 future Huskers on the roster, but they didn't have all 3 of them on the field for a lot of the season, and that kind of led to that 7-4 record. This year, they're much younger. This team is young, not a lot of experience, but they're learning and they're getting better. And Mike Huffman feels like they're playing their best football at the right time.
They are the young playmakers in purple. As Keith, who is really young at 16, a junior, in motion to the top of your screen. 2nd down and 5. Little toss to James. Can he find some room? He cuts it back. He spins away. He's got a first down as Lewis brings him down at the 39. That's a pickup of 8.
You young wide receivers out there, I want you to watch this play. Caprice Keith shows you what you got to do. Look at him right there. Effort on the edge. Get that kick out block, and now the running back to cut in behind for a nice gain. That is exactly how you draw it up if you are coaching wide receivers. That's the effort you want to see.
Winner of tonight's game more than likely clinches the District 5 title. These two teams in the points, which we'll look at halftime. Omaha North is 5th, Bellevue West is 7th, and the pass is a little bit too high. As Anderson had plenty of time in the pocket, good protection, and then just let it rip when the wide receiver, T.J. Whaley, who we saw against Omaha Central on our first night of the year. We really like his size at 6'3", 215. The pass was a little bit high, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, Will Anderson was forced to throw it high. They tried to go double move there. You saw him give the head fake, and they wanted to get Whaley down the middle. North did not bite, so he had to throw that up high and try to give Whaley at least a chance to go get it.
Anderson, 68% clip throwing the ball this year, 1,509 yards, 19 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions with Whaley in motion. And going down, what a play. They run with James, and Rashad Deal is there to the ankle tackle to slice James down. Now it'll be 3rd down and 11.
Boy, the linebackers for North are playing really well so far, aren't they? We have seen all 3 of them, Lewis, Harrington, and Rashad Deal, all make pretty big plays so far tonight.
We'll throw in Max Clark as the timeout is taken ahead of this 3rd down and 11. Scoreless here in the first quarter. As we come to you from Niall Kinnick Stadium on the campus of Omaha Northwest High School. Next week is it. That's the final night of the regular season. There's a lot of playoff positioning up in the air. Right now, there are 4 slots that have been accounted for in Class A. Millard South, Omaha West Side, Kearney, and Elkhorn South. Both of these teams, as I mentioned, sitting inside of the field of 16 in terms of the points. Omaha North 5th. Bellevue West is 7th. If you're wondering, Omaha West Side, even though they are number 2 in the polls, 2-time defending champion, they are number 1 in the points, ahead of Millard South. The Warriors and the Patriots appear to be on a collision course for a date Thanksgiving week in Memorial Stadium. So 3rd down and 11 after the quick timeout. Anderson runs it straight ahead, and Anderson goes down. And those linebackers, as John was just alluding to, they get some help from the back end. Darian Jones shows up and brings Anderson down, and that's going to force Bellevue West into a punting situation.
Yeah, quarterback draw. They're trying to catch Omaha North rather in deep coverage. It's a good job by Darian Jones to come out of his coverage and make a tackle before Anderson's able to pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, the younger Jones, and I say younger, mentioned his brother Donovan. He could start to see some offers if he continues to build off the strong junior season that he is having. And of course, Larry Martin has sent players all different levels during his 25 years. What a run it's been for Omaha North. Again, they're battling injuries. So this year, they've kind of had to navigate an array of things that have been hiccups in the road.
Yep.
But Larry Martin has kind of done that over his 25 years. Won 3 state titles. 13, 14, 17. Was runner-up in 12 and 16. There were some of the best Class A teams we've seen back in that run.
Yeah, just relentless. You remember those teams would just punish other teams and sort of just pound the ball until they said uncle. You know, that was the Larry Martin way.
He has done it as a top seed. He's also made a run as a 16 seed as Anderson will punt it away, and a line drive. Boy, that almost hit the up men that were blocking for him, and it'll roll out of bounds at the 29-yard line. That wind is tough. You can kind of see it in the picture, but that wind, which Bellevue West is going into here in the first quarter, that is not good at all. So with 31 seconds remaining, Omaha North will have the win. I'm interested to see if they take a crack at it again. Last drive, they had Jones open. Gow had him, but Jones could not hold on. And now they'll snap the ball from the 44-yard line.
Well, we haven't seen Omaha North really commit to the run game yet, which is interesting, right? Jerron Cannon back in the lineup. I think he's got 2 carries.
Gow, time, pass. Jones, this time they connect. And Jones makes a move, and he's inside of the 40. Boy, he stopped, he started, and that's the talent of the junior, Darion Jones. And that is a pickup of 17 yards.
Good throw to the outside. I mean, look, this play in a lot of offensive playbooks at the high school level doesn't exist because you don't have a quarterback that you trust to not lollipop it out there and get it pick 6.
And from the left hash to near the right boundary. And Gow snags the high snap, slings it out, and it's incomplete. He threw a line drive. Bellevue West is familiar with Mikey Gow. Again, played at Bellevue East, then took a detour through Texas and Oklahoma, now back to the Metro.
Yeah, you got plenty of notoriety. You remember back when he was just a sophomore or going into his sophomore season with that video of him throwing with both hands. It showed up on Good Morning Football, and Lamar Jackson retweeted his video and said first-round draft pick. He was a household name early in his career.
And he'll throw it on second down. Little screen set up perfectly. Wide open to Cannon. Cannon's got room to run. Cannon dancing towards the end zone. Touchdown. On a screen that there was not many white jerseys in your picture. 38 yards. Gow. Cannon does a majority of the work, and it's 6-0 in favor of the Vikings.
It's well set up. And then Jerron Cannon. Look at the balance of this young player. He should probably be down on the back end of this, but keeps his feet and then gets it across the goal line for the first score of the game.
Tyler Curtis in for the PAT. The left-footed kicker swings it through, and it's no good. And so it is 6-0 for the Vikings. 38-yard screen pass. Gow to Cannon. Welcome back to the talented junior Jerron Cannon. Yeah, you're sensing a familiar theme. Both of these teams are really young and really talented for the future.
And the future is bright for both of these programs. And if you thought that maybe Omaha North or Bellevue West had fallen by the wayside, just you wait. They will both be right back in the mix in years to come.
Jerron Cannon last year sprung onto the scene, and we know about the long history of running backs at Omaha Central. It's been a nice little stretch here for Omaha North and running backs, from Calvin Strong to Sarbaugh, and now Jerron Cannon. Cannon last year had 1,261 yards, 16 touchdowns. He was the top running back on the All-Metro team, and coming back from injury, back tonight, and he's got a score. 6-0 in favor of the Vikings after the missed extra point. And this short kickoff taken at the 28-yard line, and a good job on special teams. Corday Richard down to make the stop as we are through one in Omaha.
For those with big dreams and big ambitions, the world is waiting. Unlock the power of possibility at Iowa Western. Our immersive high-tech programs give you the skills to bring your full potential to the world. With over 80 fields to explore, turn your passion into your career in half the time and for thousands less than a 4-year institution. The world is waiting at an IWCC location near you. Register for classes today.
Hey, Dad.
Hey.
So?
Mazda?
Mazda.
Mazda.
The Mazda CX-30. It's made to move you.
Take advantage of this exceptional offer at Woodhouse Place Mazda.
Studies show that when you hear better, you feel better and actually live a happier and healthier life. So Nano Hearing Aids is offering two very special offers. When you buy any Nano OTC hearing aid, Nano will give you a pair of Nano personal sound amplifiers free. And Nano is offering an amazing deal on their CIC Recharge OTC hearing aids. You can order a full pair for only $297. Payments from only $26.81 a month, 88 cents a day.
1-800-231-1922.
6-0. Omaha North leads Bellevue West. After one, John just perused the scores. It is week 8. Could this be a chaotic night? As Bellevue West, after the kickoff, and the pass is incomplete by Will Anderson. So the big game in B tonight, number 1 Bennington, which has won 44 in a row. They are taking on Omaha's Scott.
Into the first quarter, Scott leads 21-7.
Now, the other interesting game, both number 1s. Millard South is at North Platte. Millard South has just scored to take a 14-7 lead.
8 minutes left in the second quarter in that one. It was 7-7 at the end of the first.
Ironically, the last time that Omaha West Side lost was in 2022 at North Platte. They'll run it with James, and James is going nowhere. You can see the strength of McIntyre Daly, pulls him down, but a flag ensues with the tackle as Brian Arvid, our referee.
It's a face mask. Yep.
Down by the face mask. A penalty on Omaha North. And you see the Omaha North sideline. Head coach Larry Martin, Lonnie Brazil. Lonnie Tapp is also on the sidelines. Dan McLaughlin, 2 former head coaches here in the Metro. Lonnie Tapp at Benson and Dan McLaughlin of Millard West. There is some history tonight. So concerning Lonnie Tapp, so back in 1987, Lonnie Tapp of Omaha Benson was matched up against William Reed, who was the legendary head coach at Omaha Central. Benson upset Central that night. That's not the historical nugget. Anderson to put it up, fires it deep down the field for his wide receiver and just out of the reach of Johnson. But that was the first time in Nebraska history 2 black head coaches have gone against each other. Now tonight, downtown Omaha, Millard North, Omaha Central. Alan Burrell, the new head coach for Millard North, Terrence Mackey, the head coach for Omaha Central. They are meeting up, and Daryl Moore's officiating crew is working the game. So history, 2 black head coaches and an all-black officiating crew.
Cool.
That's going on at Seaman. Now it is 2nd down and 10. 6-0 in favor of the Vikings after a 38-yard screen pass. Gow to Cannon. Anderson carries it again, and he's a good runner. He gets to the outside, and he's escorted out of bounds.
Well, what a way to make up for a missed opportunity on the deep shot. Will Anderson takes it himself on the quarterback. I don't think you'd call it a draw. It was a run all the way, but good night. Look at the moves for Will Anderson getting around the defenders. That wind has been tough for these quarterbacks, especially throwing it down the field. You've seen Anderson going into the wind have some trouble, and even Mikey Gauss had some trouble when he had the wind at his back.
Anderson is a pretty good runner, 6'1", 190, transferred from Millard West after his freshman year, rolls out right side, fires it deep down the field. It is caught. It is inside of the red zone as Whaley comes up with it. But it's a big target at 6'3" and on the run. Good toss by Anderson. Good catch by Whaley. They move the sticks, and Bellevue West is knocking on the door.
Yeah, Whaley runs a really good route here. He drives at the defensive back and then breaks out, and Anderson throws with anticipation, gets it out of his hand right before the wide receiver makes the break. That is well executed in the pass game.
Boy, what an option, John, with Whaley. He can play wide receiver, can line up at tight end. So 1st down and 10, now at the 19-yard line. Bellevue West came up short at the 5-yard line on their opening drive of the game. Anderson tosses it and going nowhere. As James caught the toss, he got hit right away by Clark, and then he got dumped by Lewis. And there's going to be a penalty.
I think be slamming the player to the ground after the play was over.
So a wrestling move, and wrestling season doesn't start around here for a couple of months. That's going to be a personal foul on Omaha North. But Lewis and Clark are having themselves a night from the linebacker spot. This one will cost the Vikings 15 yards. You know, speaking of wrestling, with the absence of Tyson Terry and people wondering about his injury, he is rehabbing, but he is in search of his 4th straight heavyweight state title in Class A.
I mean, look at the read and react right there from Clark. He gets through, and then it's Lewis who comes in to clean it up, and you just can't pick the player up. That's the thing, is you cannot lift the player off the ground. It's a safety issue. They're going to call that every time.
This trip to the red zone is brought to you by Burger Detour, where every bite is a detour from the ordinary and a direct route to happiness. We'll see if the route here after the penalty is assessed. It's 2nd down and 4 at the 13. As Anderson sets up his wide receivers. Whaley and Johnson to the top of your screen. Now in motion is Whaley. And the little pop pass is broken up, and this should be an incomplete pass.
I don't know if he got it away, Gary. I don't know if he got it out of his hand.
It is picked up by Devin Cox. There is no discussion on the field. It is not a pass. It is a fumble. It is recovered by North.
Did he get it away? Was it out of his hand or was it swatted?
For Omaha North, ball on the 20-yard line.
Let's look at that again if we can, as Devin Cox celebrates the fumble recovery. Turnover by Bellevue West. So Bellevue West twice has gotten into the red zone and they've come up short.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter because there's no replay review. Let's take a look. Yeah, Gary, I think that it's tough because it looks like he's trying to pull it back.
I think when he saw Cox coming down, he tried to pull it back. Good observation, John, as Cannon spins his way for 6. So it is a fumble. Most importantly, there is no, even though we would provide this great look at that play, there is no video replay in high school football until you get to the state finals, where Memorial Stadium maybe has a little bit more technology than Kinnick Stadium for replay.
And honestly, on that one, I don't know if there is a right answer, right? Like, you could probably poll 10 different officials and get 5 on one side, 5 on the other. It's so close. You make the call.
There wasn't much of an argument from the Bellevue West sidelines as Cannon is tied up in the backfield. And the first time tonight we see Stanley Hayter, veteran defensive lineman, come in and track down Cannon for a loss of 1. It's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, not a big guy, Hayter, just 6'1", 200 pounds, but shoots the gap, gets in there, and takes the big running back to the ground.
Hayter last year had 70 tackles. There's Mike Huffman.
With 2 times now in the red zone, and they turned it over on downs the first time, and then that play that we just showed you, the fumble, recovered by Omaha North. That is not how you want to start the game, with 2 red zone turnovers.
But their defense here can put their offense back on the field and get a stop on 3rd down and 5. Gow with an extra blocker in, fires it out past the sticks, and it's a 1st down. O'Neal made the catch, and he's kind of been this season the 3rd down guy. Sure-handed wide receiver. He makes the reception. He was a yard ahead of the sticks. And it's a 1st down for Omaha North.
Back in our day, they used to call them possession receivers, right? The guy who can just go down, make a catch past the sticks. Wasn't really a threat as much to run after the catch. We don't hear them called that much anymore, but they're called physical wide receivers now, I think.
His dad, Todd, is on Larry Martin's staff, longtime assistant. They run it with Cannon, and Cannon is locked up in the backfield. John, would you like to mention who made the tackle? One of your favorite players of the 2024 season.
I'm telling you, I love this kid, Cesar Valencia. He finds the football, man. He is in the backfield, and he is eating up everything your offense wants to do.
Hey, you can get Cox Mobile for as low as $15 per gig per month and get a discount on your monthly Cox bill. Visit Cox.com to learn more. Along with John Schreiner, I'm Gary Sharp. 6-0 in favor of the Vikings. We're in the second quarter. District 5 championship on the line. High snap to Gow. Now he's got time, got rid of it, and misses on Cannon out of the backfield. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
A little surprised, Gary, to be honest, that Omaha North hasn't had virtually any success running the ball. I thought that this big offensive line against that undersized D-line would be able to push them around a little bit. That has not been the case so far. This Bellevue West defensive line has been up to the task so far. We'll see how they hold up throughout the game.
So here's another 3rd down and 11. They just converted the 3rd down to O'Neal, who will be at the top of your screen next to the Bellevue West sideline. Gow checks him. Decked out in pink, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Gow fires it down the field, and O'Neal is there. And it is incomplete. Boy, it's short of the 1st down. O'Neal, not sure if he's on the debate team or not, politicking with the side judge. If he came down with it or not, they say no, and it'll be 4th down, he'll have to punt it.
I think he would have been short anyway, and that's a catch.
That is a catch. What a great angle, and another one right here.
But look where he... Yeah, it's going to be close if they award him the catch, but...
It would have been short of the 1st down. It would have been about probably 4th and 1. What a snag by Connor O'Neal.
Yeah, that should have been a catch.
But it's to no avail. And Bellevue West holds, and O'Neal will have to punt it away. Into the wind. The left footer gets rid of it. And he was spun down. There is no flag as Barnes picks up the loose ball, returns it a couple of yards, and Bellevue West will have good field position looking for the first score of the night. They've been stopped inside of the red zone twice. 6-0 Vikings over the T-Birds. It's game time on Your View.
It's Jeep Adventure Days at Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Browse our full lineup of new Jeeps like the capable and confident Jeep Compass. And take advantage of our current offers going on right now. Visit one of our 2 convenient locations in Blair or Bellevue today. Serving our customers since 1991. Woodhouse is your trusted Jeep dealer.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. If your long-term disability claim was denied, listen closely. You may be able to recover money. Unum is one of the largest disability insurance carriers, and companies you know like Colonial Life, New York Life, and National Life Group are all part of the Unum family. Unum was fined millions for wrongly denying claims. You may be owed compensation. Let us help you get through the appeal process.
Call Sokolov Law, 800-585-3141. That's 800-585-3141. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
It is a chilly night. It was 77 when we got here to Kinnick Stadium, and the sun goes down. Somebody should write a song with the sun going down. And here in Northwest Omaha, it feels like football weather finally. We've been blessed with some great weather this year. Great pictures, great sounds. As Bellevue West takes over, and they start on the ground with James. Twice, Bellevue West is driven into the red zone. Stopped at the 5, stopped at the 19. The 19 was the fumble on the last possession, as the sophomore James is getting a heavy dose of work here in the first half.
3-yard gain on the play brings up 2nd and 7, ball at the 47 yard line.
Looks like passing yards are going to be at a premium tonight, right? So the run game and Will Anderson with the legs might be the path to victory for Bellevue West.
Play action. Anderson gonna go down, and that's B.J. Lewis again.
He is a dude. I'm telling you, this kid, he doesn't get a lot of attention. You don't hear his name on the regular. All he does is make plays.
Oh, and Anderson got lucky. He fumbled the football, and Lewis was the only Viking near it. Anderson rolls back on top of it. But B.J. Lewis, who got plenty of time last year as a sophomore, and having a big night. And now Will Anderson is down on the field. The starting quarterback for Bellevue West. On his side.
Left shoulder.
So if we can get a look at that sack again, you're going to see that Lewis's weight comes down on that shoulder. Anderson got up and then kind of walked to the sidelines and took a seat. He'll have to come out for the play. Again, this B.J. Lewis sack. Let's look at where Anderson lands.
Right on that shoulder. And the elbow is bent. So when the elbow's bent, that just jams that shoulder joint up. Oh, that doesn't look good. That looks painful.
Thanks to the truck. Great shot there. That is not his throwing arm. And now James will be the quarterback.
Well, you know he can run. Let's see what he can do with his arm.
And he will roll out. He will throw it his first time tonight. Throws it downfield and completes it to Whaley. Again, he's the backup quarterback, plays running back, and completes a pass for 30 yards on the rollout. Then he checks the sideline to see if I'm going to still stay at quarterback. Am I going back to running back? He stays at quarterback, and the T-Birds are on the move again.
Well, I guess he's pretty good with his arm as well. I mean, that was a well-delivered pass down the sideline. Had to put it in the right spot with two defenders in the area. He did it exactly right.
So Anderson on the sidelines. James in the snap high through his hands. He's got to pick it up. Now it's a scramble drill, and he is going to lose about 9 yards. So the snaps have been high on both sides. James was able to retrieve it and not turn it over. It'll be second down and about 20.
Well, Bellevue West had to make a change at center. They started the season with Nate Treat as their center. He's only about 225 pounds. And Mike Huffman told us this week they were seeing a lot of odd fronts, and Treat was just not able to hold up against those big 300-pound nose tackles. So he's moved to right guard, and Josiah Reed, the 295-pounder, has moved to center.
Pass off the hands of Johnson. Boy, that was almost intercepted. As Anderson back into the game. Bryce Johnson skipped out of his hands.
Yeah, there's just been a couple of passes tonight that should have been caught. One for Omaha North deep down the field going this way, and now here. That one for Johnson right in the numbers.
Third down and 19. Wind at the back. Bellevue West. Anderson. Here comes Moore. Anderson goes down. That defense for North is eating good. Moore has been so physical tonight. The Viking logo on the side of his helmet has come off. Greg Moore with, boy, great closing speed to track down Anderson. Anderson again gingerly walked to the sidelines. So they will put in a backup punter as they will look at his left shoulder once again.
Yeah, he looks to be in some pain over there, Gary.
So Barnes is the backup punter for Bellevue West with the wind at his back, and the play is whistled down. There is a flag down for too much time. I beg your pardon. That is Macklin Kennedy, who is the backup punter. As Brian Arvin assessed the penalty.
And a substitution infraction.
But he's doing the counting. Haven't changed the rules. Still at 11. You see at the top of your screen the trainer for Bellevue West working on the left shoulder of Will Anderson. So this penalty will make it 4th down and 19.
After the penalty brings up 4th and 19, ball at 40.
So Bellevue West, are they gonna go for it? I believe they will.
They might take a shot in plus territory here.
Whereas James will come back in. The sophomore who is the starting running back, but now with Anderson on the sidelines, he becomes the quarterback. Been an odd year for Bellevue West. They are 5-2. They have 3 wins this year by a exact score of 62-0. Timeout taken by Bellevue West. Mike Huffman wants to see what their best option is. Down 6-0 under 4 minutes to go. Here in the first half, it's game time on Your View.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Hog Wild has the perfect game day feast. Whether you're feeding a few or the whole crew, Hog Wild has something for everyone on your team. Pick up a Hog Wild family pack loaded with slow smoked meats and everyone's favorite sides. Or grab the best barbecue deal in town, a Hog Wild $5.99 meal. Enjoy cheering on your favorite team and let Hog Wild do all the work. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
For those with big dreams and big ambitions, the world is waiting. Unlock the power of possibility at Iowa Western. Our immersive high-tech programs give you the skills to bring your full potential to the world. With over 80 fields to explore, turn your passion into your career in half the time and for thousands less than a 4-year institution. The world is waiting at an IWCC location near you. Register for classes today.
So on 4th and 19 as we're walking back to Niall Kinnick Stadium, named after the great Iowa Hawkeye who prepped in Omaha for 1 year at Omaha Benson. The T-Birds will go for it. James' pass down the middle of the field is caught. That's going to be a first down. Somehow, Keith got in the middle of the field, deep down the field. They needed 19 on 4th and forever. And they complete it.
Wow.
They were going to punt the football,
wow.
John. Instead, they took a timeout, decided to go for it. Will Anderson comes back into the game, but James completes the pass for a first down, and they're back in the red zone again.
Great job to just keep the play alive, buy some time.
Bad snap. Anderson's got to go down, and boy, he took another hit on that left shoulder. He went down to cover up the fumble, and Deal came in, and you can see he's got a clasping that arm close to his body,
and he can't get the left arm up there to make the catch, Gary. It's a big problem right now, and then he gets hit right on it again.
So that is a loss of 10. Anderson injured his shoulder on a sack earlier on this drive. And the pass on the slant to Whaley, caught. Whaley to the 15 to the 10, inside of the 10, knocked down at about the 7. And that will be a first down.
TJ Whaley having himself a pretty good first half here. 3 pretty big catches so far in this one. That's a little kind of tunnel screen look, and he just takes it, runs through 1 tackle. And let's see, has Bellevue West learned anything from their first trip inside the 10?
They hand it off to James, reaching for the end zone. The ball comes free. They're going to mark it down at the 1-yard line. James was spun around. The ball came free, but I think they will say
wow.
And James reaching for it, and he gets some help from a big who comes over and covers it. And Josiah Reed tried then to lunge into the end zone, but they say he's down at the 1. Empty backfield. Snap to Anderson. Runs straight ahead, and he's in. No, it's a fumble. The ball is loose, but they signal a touchdown. They signal a touchdown. Will Anderson has tied the game at 6. You could see that the ball was coming free. Anderson is in a great deal of pain in the end zone after the score. And that's not good at all. And here we see
right on that shoulder again.
So the shoulder, and in the scrum, you see Dortch diving on top of the ball. But I think if we go back and that left shoulder, we feel for Will Anderson. He has gutted it out on this drive. And diving into the end zone, got hit by 3 Vikings almost squarely on that left shoulder. He got the touchdown. Let's go back and look at that replay again, because I think there's a couple of things in here, John. I think his knee is down at the 1 and the ball is out.
Here he goes, trying to switch it over. But you can see he doesn't have any grip strength in that left arm with the injury. And the ball's out, but was his knee down first?
Again, there is no replay except for right here on Game Time.
And it's like simultaneous knee down, ball out. Either way, it doesn't look like it's a touchdown. But Bellevue West is going to get the 6 points, and they'll line up to take the lead.
What a gutty effort by Will Anderson. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. It's tied the game at 6. Now the T-Birds can take the lead. What a strange game. Third trip into the red zone. This time they put some points on the board. Johnny Guerrero. The PAT is up, little poocher, and it is good. And Bellevue West takes a 7-6 lead with 91 seconds to go here in the first half.
And what does this mean for the rest of the game? If we see Will Anderson come back into this game, Gary, he will get the All Iron Man award. I do not expect it just the way he's holding himself right now. And I'm not a medical doctor, but that doesn't look good.
They can buy him some time here at the end of the first half, ahead of halftime. But he has taken some hits on that left shoulder. Again, it's not his throwing shoulder. But
it is affecting things,
as we've
right?
seen, as John was mentioning, a couple of high snaps, he's not able to do anything with his left arm.
And he tried, you could see on that goal line run, he wanted to get both hands on the ball and reach it out, but he was unable to hold on to the ball with his left hand. And then when he tried to retuck it, as he realized that he couldn't hold on to it, that's when it came loose.
Bellevue West, they complete a 4th down and 19 to get into the red zone, and Will Anderson a 1-yard touchdown run. And the kickoff is muffed. It is loose. It is recovered by Omaha North.
How?
We'll ask Jermaine Dortch that exact question.
How did he get back on that
He
ball?
muffed the kickoff, and then all of a sudden there were 3 white jerseys near the ball, closer than Dortch, but Dortch gets it back. Boy, it hit him right in the helmet. Maybe have lost it in the lights. There's one T-Bird, but boy, great recovery by Dortch. He sped up to
what a break for Omaha North. I mean, 4 white shirts in the picture, and he somehow comes up with the ball.
So a minute 25 to go here in the first half. Now North has got to go back to work. They run it with Cannon right up the middle. Cannon stops, changes direction, and pulls his way out to the 33. That's a pickup of 18. And welcome back, Jerron Cannon. We are better for that young man playing football in the Metro.
Gary, I left my bingo card across the river. I did not expect to need it tonight.
So I got a question about that. The pass to the near sideline is caught. Jones makes the catch. That's a pickup of 8. You were over in Iowa playing bingo? How old are you?
My bingo card was left at the TJAL game.
I gotcha. I didn't know if you did some gaming activity or if there was maybe a church bazaar that you were at.
No, none of those.
All right. That's a pickup of 8. That was a nice pitch and catch as Gow comes over to check in with the north sideline. Sideline that features former Viking, former Husker, and former NFL wide receiver Niles Paul. And you get a look at Brian Arvin. They were adjusting the time. There's 56 seconds to go here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our good friends over at Iowa Western. J.J. Davis with his weekly interview. As we have a special Omaha North guest, we'll check the top 20 in terms of points and check scores from around the Metro on Week 8 Friday night. Gow to throw it. Plenty of time now. He's chased out of the pocket. On the run, flag is down. His pass is incomplete. And this looks like as the play was extended by the legs of Gow, this might be a holding call. It is.
Yeah, Pono Dudoit was in there applying the pressure, and as Gow spun out of there, the offensive lineman did not disengage and got called for the hold.
Gow comes over to the sideline. Dan McLaughlin, who went from Millard West, then to Wayne State. Now semi-retired, but on Larry Martin's staff. Veteran staff for the Vikings. So the penalty puts the ball at the 31-yard line. 7-6 in favor of Bellevue West. Boy, rare in Class A. We have a tight game, knock on wood. Gow stops, delayed handoff to Cannon. And not much room. Timeout taken by North. He's making the tackle. Schweiz. And the clock stops with 52 seconds to go here in the first half.
Well, I think going into the wind here, you got to be careful, right? You don't want to throw an interception that has the potential, an underthrown ball into the wind that could get picked and taken back. So it has to be a wise decision here if you're going to throw it.
Number 4, Omaha North. Number 7, Bellevue West. Last night here, Westside defeated Creighton Prep 47-7. They tied the Class A record set by Grand Island and Bobby Reynolds. The legendary Bobby Reynolds was playing for GI back in the late 40s. 28 straight wins. As Westside's trying to win their 3rd straight Class A title, that has not been done in Nebraska's largest class in 35 years when Prep did it under Tom Jaworski, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. Gow to put it up. Now chased out of the pocket. Stops. Now he comes the other way. He's got some green space in front of him. If he can get around one man, he can't. This might be a horse collar tackle. It is. The flag comes out as Garza brought down Gow. It'll be a first down via the penalty for the Vikings. Still plenty of time here, John. They do have one timeout remaining, 41 seconds, and they'll tack 15 on to the Gow pickup.
Well, we've seen it on both sides here. When the quarterback starts to scramble, you just never know what's going to happen, right? It could be a holding penalty. There's a face mask, hands to the face, horse collar. Like, so many wild things can happen once the quarterback starts running around back there. And one of them happens here. It's a good job by Gow to escape the initial pressure. And then when he's getting out the back door, just that hand inside the back of the jersey, you can't do that. That's 15 yards.
So this drive by North is into the wind. So unless it's a chip shot field goal, and remember North missed an extra point, this is probably a touchdown drive. Gow, screen again to Cannon. This went for 38 last time. Instead, Cannon gets out of bounds quickly after a short pickup of 3.
Yeah, Valencia did a great job of shedding the block and getting to the running back on the screen. He was blocked, he was occupied, and watch him. Shed the block, get in there for the tackle. Excellent job.
So it'll be 2nd down and 8. Smart play by Cannon to get out of bounds. 7-6 Bellevue West. The winner, more than likely with a week to play, will win District 5. Both of these teams right now are sitting in position to get a home playoff game in the opening round of the playoffs, which is 2 weeks from tonight. Gow to put it up. Fires it near the sideline and just out of the reach of O'Neal. Now it'll be 3rd down. North will get the football to begin the second half.
It's a low outside throw. Gow trying to keep it away from the defender, not wanting to give them anything to pick on there. Just a little bit too far outside. It's not a bad throw by any means. He put it in relatively the right spot.
Gow steps up in the pocket and runs and lunges near the first down marker. So it's going to be about 4th down and 1. Gow has become really comfortable in this offense. Quick timeout taken by North now with 17 seconds to go.
Yeah, and this is the maturation process for a quarterback, right? In this spot, what you'd probably rather see, if it's not completely obvious that you're going to get the first down, you can throw that away and save the time, live to fight another down.
Gow threw for 242 and 5 scores against South Sioux City.
The Omaha Metro Conference has a no readmission policy.
And
You cannot re-enter
3
the
touchdowns,
stadium.
2 through the air, 1 on the ground against Lincoln Northeast. As the Vikings surround the offensive staff. Matchup tonight of 2 head coaches that have multiple state titles here in the state of Nebraska. Mike Huffman in 2016 and 2019. And there's Larry Martin, 25 years as the head coach. It is great to see both of these coaches. They have been so kind to our broadcasts.
Larry Martin, as much good as he's done on the field, he's probably done as much off it.
So 4th down and 2. Another high snap. Gow tracks it down, fires it downfield, and it is intercepted. Keith comes up with the interception.
That, my friends, is how you get yourself a 3-star ranking. Make plays like that. This is an excellent play by Caprice Keith, who projects as a safety at the next level. Watch him come underneath this route and make that play. I mean, that is just fantastic.
He is just scratching the surface. Again, his father was a fantastic high school player at Benson, went on to New Mexico State, played in the CFL. And Caprice, as John was alluding to, a 3-star with a bright future, and you expect his offers to pick up through the rest of his junior year before his senior year. James is in at quarterback to finish off the first half. And he'll call his own number. Quarterback power. And he got some room to run all the way out to the 29. That's a pick up of 14. And it is a first down. Again, we'll keep an eye on Will Anderson when Bellevue West comes out of the locker room. As the T-Birds take a timeout. Again, coming up at halftime. Lots for you. We'll check the scoreboard. Big game in B. Number 1 Bennington, the long winning streak. Is it in jeopardy tonight? Against Omaha Scott. Millard South on the road at North Platte. And then Millard North and Omaha Central going at it. Next week, we are in Class B for a rivalry game, crosstown showdown, Gretna and Gretna East. There will be playoff implications in that game as well. And there is Will Anderson now with his shoulder pads off, and you don't want to speculate, but that does not look good for the rest of his night.
No, it certainly looks, once the shoulder pads come off, that's usually all the indication you need, right? That this thing's done. He's too injured to continue, and the way he's just holding that left arm, it doesn't look like there's going to be a reappearance.
That left shoulder injured on a sack earlier in this quarter. Perez James, the backup quarterback who started the game as the running back. Final play of the first half. Rolls out. Boy, he can throw it. He stops. Now he scrambles. Oh, this could be trouble if he gets away. He cuts it back up near midfield and goes down, courtesy of B.J. Lewis, who's had a monster first half for the Vikings on defense. And that brings us to the end of the first half. Bellevue West leads Omaha North 7-6. It's game time on Your View.
At Woodhouse Ford, we make car buying simple. Whether you're looking for a spacious SUV or a powerful truck, let our friendly and knowledgeable staff help you into your next vehicle. Take advantage of current offers going on now. Shop online or in-store at one of our 3 convenient locations in Blair, Omaha, and Plattsmouth. Shop with confidence at Woodhouse Ford.
Friend, do you remember when it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank to expand a business, go on vacation, or buy a new car? Well, today, withdrawing your own cash has become a very risky business, according to The Secret War, a shocking new research report. I just read it. And folks, I was amazed to learn why banks are now required to spy on us for the government and then report any suspicious or unusual behavior. I suggest you get The Secret War free. Just call the number on the screen, no charge, from the folks at Swiss America. And get this, did you know simply spending cash today may be enough to have you branded as a potential criminal? That's right. The new war on cash is really a war against all freedom-loving Americans. The Secret War is yours free, so call the number on the screen and you can tell them Pat Boone gave you the number.
Patriotic Hearts es un programa de donación de automóviles basado en veteranos que ofrece recoger tu automóvil viejo gratuitamente ahora mismo. Acudiremos a ti a cualquier parte del país. No pagues impuestos y tarifas por un automóvil que ya no necesitas. Puedes donarlo con una simple llamada telefónica. ¿Escuchaste bien? Recogeremos tu auto, camioneta o minivan que ya no deseas gratuitamente. Ya sea que esté funcionando o no, lo remolcaremos de gratis. Y además, tu donación califica para una deducción anual de impuestos. Y el dinero recaudado con la venta de tu automóvil ayudará a veteranos y sus familias. Es un proceso fácil. Entonces recuerda, si tienes un automóvil que ya no deseas, ya sea que funcione o no, puedes donarlo y ayudarás a apoyar a veteranos. Obtendrás un reembolso de impuestos y recogeremos o remolcaremos tu auto de gratis. Aceptamos autos, camionetas y minivans. Llama ahora al número que ves en pantalla.
Hello and welcome to Your View Cox High School Football Game of the Week halftime interview. I'm J.J. Davis, and as you can see, joining me right now in the trophy room is a man who's collected some of those trophies, the Iowa Western women's head soccer coach, Adam Sanchez. What are the odds of getting a third straight one?
Rare, few. It's going to be difficult, really hard.
He says that after every game, after every year. Of course, the Reavers are the defending two-time national champions. You still haven't lost a game this year. You've got such a long winning streak. What's it been?
Yeah, we don't really think about the streak. We don't really think about the past. We're just trying to have a good practice the next day, trying to have a good practice tomorrow, and that's what we're focused on.
All right, tell me about your team this year, Coach. A possession-type team. You've got the new field turf, et cetera, and it helps that type style of play.
Yeah, it really does, and the turf plays to our strengths, and it allows us to play as quickly as we can, and then it holds the ball up too when we need to hold it up. So it's been fantastic, and the facility has really helped us.
And you know, you've had a history of good goalkeepers. You had two-time national champion Bella from over across the river, Marion. Now you got a young lady from England. Tell me about your keeper from the back up to the front.
Yeah, Alice is solid in the back, communicates really well, makes the big save when we need her to make the big save, and then our back line does a great job of protecting her and putting her in positions to look successful. So our back line and our goalkeeper are solid. They're really good, and they can win us some games when it gets really difficult.
Offensively up front, you've got a mixture of players, but you have some returning players who were key components on last year's national championship run.
Yeah, offensively, we think we're really dynamic. We can do some different things in the midfield depending on the players that we have available. And then we have Aruha Hayashi up top, who's the player of the year, and can get us goals when we need goals.
So you've got one regular season match left. How has this club come through the season, for the most part, unscathed, can we say?
Yeah, it's a big test for us coming up, and we're gonna look to learn and grow from it, and I think that's what we take away from each game is we try to learn and learn more about ourselves so that when we get into difficult positions, we have the answers.
You and I know the history of Iowa Western with that perennial bullseye on its back. Every match, every game, every year, you get every team's best shot.
Yeah, not only on that day, but they prepare for us. They mark it on their calendar. They know we're the top team, and so they give us their best shot, and they scout us really well, and they have a game plan to beat us.
Do the girls have the young women embrace that?
Yeah, I think so, but I think at the same time they're trying to build their own legacy and their own chapter.
So you've got the district tournament coming up, and as far as the district tournament is concerned, it's here.
Yeah, we get to host the first few rounds of it and get to play in our new facility, and hopefully that helps us advance. And then we go to the district championship in Tennessee.
Well, what do you think? The prospects, talk like a coach.
Still going to be difficult. Still going to be really difficult, but we're up for it. We're excited for it.
Well, listen, Coach, I appreciate it very much, and you're always up for everything, it seems. So that's it for the Your View Cox High School Football Game of the Week halftime interview. I'm J.J. Davis with Reaver head women's soccer coach Adam Sanchez. Let's now kick it.
Man, remember that time when our eye bags made us look sexy? Yeah. Me neither. Now, we can reduce our eye bags by drinking less alcohol, sleeping more, cold compresses, blah, 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 and blah. One, that's way too much work. And two, don't worry, there's Particle 6-in-1 Face Cream for Men. All you have to do is wash your face daily and then rub in some Particle for 30 seconds and boom. You'll look a lot less like that guy and a lot more like this guy. Particle 6-in-1 Face Cream for Men. First of its kind anti-aging cream designed specifically for men. Fights eye bags, dark spots, and wrinkles. Visit ParticleMen.com and use the promo code on your screen to receive 25% off your entire order. Plus, we've got free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. www.ParticleMen.com. Because seeing is believing.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
This is the closest we are to the moon. That is the Hunter's Moon. Beautiful night for football in Northwest Omaha at Now Kinnick Stadium. At halftime, Bellevue West leads Omaha North 7-6. Game time on Your View, and our special guest joining us here at halftime from Omaha North, the vocal music director of the Vikings, Susan Kearney. Susie, first of all, thanks for joining us. An exciting time for the vocal department at Omaha North. You have a couple of big events coming up.
Yes, definitely. On October 29th, we have our Fall Festival song coming up. That'll be at 6:30 p.m. It's featuring our concert choir along with Cantare Professional Renaissance Ensemble. So we look forward to sharing in some song and reception to follow that evening.
So you have been very successful here because every time I see the All-City Choir, there are plenty of Vikings that are on there. What makes the vocal department at Omaha North so special?
You know, we have students who are involved in so many things, and they choose to also spend so much time singing and developing their vocals, and they just really have shown up these past few years, and I can't ask for more. They're fantastic.
What makes Omaha North so special from your perspective?
Again, I just love how involved the students are. We have people that are involved in music, athletics, in every aspect. We have people in our musicals and just, again, involved in every aspect of student life here in our building.
So as we talk to you, out on the field is the dance team at Omaha North performing. We've seen in the OPS, the performing arts, in particular your area in the vocal department. How does it work with OPS and the vocal department, and why it's been so successful, not only here at North, but it seems like across the board, every high school we go to?
Absolutely. We are so well supported by Omaha Public Schools. They offer so many opportunities for our students, like the All-City Music Festival, like you mentioned, and Summer Musical is another big one I think of. So our district has just been a tremendous resource to us.
If I attend the All-City Music Festival, what can I expect?
Oh, this year's going to be fantastic. It's our 75th anniversary, so you'll hear all Nebraska composers from the choir, and it's going to be a really fantastic year for us.
Hey, Susie, we appreciate it. Continued success here at Omaha North, and once again, thanks for your time. And remind everybody the two big events coming up which people can attend here in the community.
Yes, again, October 29th is our Fall Festival of Song, and then following that in November on the 15th, 16th, and 17th is our Fall Musical, Once Upon a Mattress, also at North.
That is fantastic. Susie, thanks for your time.
Of course, anytime. Thank you.
That's Susan Kearney, the vocal music director here at Omaha North. We'll take a look at the playoff standings when you return.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Hog Wild has the perfect game day feast. Whether you're feeding a few or the whole crew, Hog Wild has something for everyone on your team. Pick up a Hog Wild family pack loaded with slow smoked meats and everyone's favorite sides. Or grab the best barbecue deal in town, a Hog Wild $5.99 meal. Enjoy cheering on your favorite team and let Hog Wild do all the work. Order online at gohogwild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
For those with big dreams and big ambitions, the world is waiting. Unlock the power of possibility at Iowa Western. Our immersive high-tech programs give you the skills to bring your full potential to the world. With over 80 fields to explore, turn your passion into your career in half the time and for thousands less than a 4-year institution. The world is waiting at an IWCC location near you. Register for classes today.
It's Jeep Adventure Days at Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Browse our full lineup of new Jeeps like the capable and confident Jeep Compass. And take advantage of our current offers going on right now. Visit one of our 2 convenient locations in Blair or Bellevue today. Serving our customers since 1991. Woodhouse is your trusted Jeep dealer.
Want to attend college?
But you have a full-time job and kids that need your full-time attention.
How can you possibly attend college?
You learn online at South University.
Earn your degree any hour, any day, from anywhere.
And the credit transfer policies also make it easier to return to college.
The convenience of taking classes where you want.
The flexibility of taking classes when you want.
So you can become who you want.
South University Online.
1-800-207-7590.
Welcome back to halftime at Niall Kinnick Stadium. Bellevue West leads Omaha North 7-6. Tight defensive fest. Some points have been left on the field, more on the side of the Thunderbirds. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first 24 minutes, John.
Yeah, not a lot in the way of big plays except for this. One of the first plays for Bellevue West of the game. They got going with some good running between the tackles. They got it down inside of the red zone and ultimately inside the 5, but got stopped on a 4th down. Will Anderson was under a tremendous amount of pressure early on in this one. He would go down with an injury. Mikey Gow got the Vikings on the board with this screen pass to Jerron Cannon. 38 yards. Look at the balance. He finds his way into the end zone. The extra point was no good. So with Will Anderson injured on the sideline, the running back, Tristan Harris-James, comes in. He's the backup quarterback. Got him down there. Will Anderson ran it in to give the T-Birds the lead, but that would be his final act. And then the big interception from Caprice Keith ended a late drive as Omaha North was going down to try and take the lead going into half. So the big news is that man, the starting quarterback for Bellevue West, Will Anderson, in a sling, doesn't look like he'll be available for the second half.
7-6 the rest of the way. Tristan Perez-James, the sophomore signal caller. 7-6 kickoff for the second half is coming up next on Game Time.
What do you do when your tire goes flat and there's no air anywhere? You reach for Bullseye Pro, the smarter, faster, hands-free way to fill it up with air. Bullseye Pro is equipped with a rechargeable lithium-ion power plant. So fast and so convenient. It's like the power of an air compressor in the palm of your hand. Look, you can inflate all 4 tires on a single charge. It has a built-in smart pressure digital sensor that gauges and automatically stops when the sell toys, exercise balls, and more. Call now and get the complete Bullseye Pro inflation system for the factory direct price of just $79.99. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free, and we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. Order now.
To order, call 058 or go to getbullseyepro.com.
This is a Morgan & Morgan airbag alert. Your car's steering wheel could be a literal ticking time bomb. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is calling for a recall of airbag inflators. This could affect tens of millions of cars, the largest in U.S. history. At least 2 people have died so far. Allegedly, their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Others have suffered skull fractures, lacerations, and other injuries. If you or someone you know suffered any injuries involving a deployed airbag, even if your accident was your fault, you could be entitled to compensation for medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering, and other damages. Morgan & Morgan has already recovered millions. Act now and do not delay. Get America's largest injury law firm fighting for you.
Call 800-602-2400.
800-602-2400. That's 800-602-2400. Or visit forthepeople.com to learn more.
Here we go, start of the third quarter. Bellevue West leading Omaha North 7-6. The wind at the back of the T-Birds. The kickoff will be taken from the 10-yard line. Here comes Dortch, who fumbled earlier, and now Dortch down the side, and Dortch may turn it all the way up. If he gets a block, he's gone. Down the sidelines of the 20. Now he stops, cuts back, and a touchdown-saving tackle. Kyrie Smith saves a touchdown as Dortch from his own 10-yard line, or excuse me, Richard from his own 10-yard line on the kickoff return all the way to the 15-yard line. 75-yard kickoff return to begin the second half.
Well, why do you put your starting cornerback on special teams? For that exact purpose. He makes the rundown tackle to stop North from retaking the lead.
Here goes North from the 15-yard line after the kickoff return to begin the second half. They go right up the middle for Cannon. And Cannon, inside of the 5, spins to the end zone, touchdown.
Wow.
Jerron Cannon with his 10th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings, after a long kickoff return to begin the second half, on the opening play, they put it in the end zone. And the Vikings are now on top.
I mean, 2 players right there, and Cannon runs through one, spins over the top of the other, and dives it in for the touchdown. One play drive, offensive coordinator's favorite drive, and right away, North retakes the lead.
So now 12-7. They missed the extra point on their first touchdown. So the Vikings will go for 2. Gow stops, and he's gonna be locked up. Boy, great coverage. They wanted to run it to the right side of the end zone, and great coverage in the end zone. And Gow, he kind of hesitated, John. If he could have gotten to the outside, it might have had a chance here, but good pursuit by Bellevue West, and your favorite player, Valencia, stops Gow and then gets some help to bring him down, and the 2-point conversion is unsuccessful.
He's just a little bulldog, man. Cesar Valencia is making plays, and don't look now, Gary Sharp. Maybe you should look, actually. Mikey Gow kind of holding that right hand, flexing it a bit. That run might have given him a little bit of a knock on that throwing hand. That's something we'll have to monitor as this goes on.
Already Will Anderson on the other side is out for the rest of the game with a left shoulder injury.
But what a run by Jerron Cannon. As you see, Will Anderson still motivating his teammates on the sideline, trying to stay engaged. Unavailable for the second half.
Cannon with a 15-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are on top.
Yeah, and you see the kind of player that Jerron Cannon is and what Omaha North has been missing with him out of the lineup. Getting him back tonight is just so big as they head down into the stretch run of this season.
Both these teams have won 3 in a row. Both are 5-2 as the Squibber will go out of bounds. As Adjapong kicked it off the end. And it will cost Omaha North the penalty, and good field position for Bellevue West. So the 75-yard off return by Richard to begin And on the first play from scrimmage, Cannon with the touchdown.
tonight, Gary. And the quarterback mesh right there. Look, your backup quarterback's in the game. You're running zone read. You've got the quarterback who's also the running back. You want to try and stress that defense, but that mesh has to be right, and it was not right there. And Greg Moore comes up with a huge play for North.
Boy, that defense, again, Tyson Terry missing his 3rd straight game due to a knee injury. He's rehabbing. They hope possibly to get him back. A lot of people, though, are hoping for the wrestling season, but you'd think the defensive line would miss Big 54. Boy, they have played excellent tonight. And North's got the ball back, and they're going to take a big shot. Gow fires it down the field, and it is caught, and it's a touchdown! Jones with the score, 32-yard touchdown. 2 snaps from scrimmage for North in the second half, 2 touchdowns.
This is a one-man route, Gary. They sent one receiver out in the pattern. They go jumbo formation, play fake, and just say, Mikey Gout, throw this up for grabs. And what a throw, what a catch, what a start to the second half for North.
And off of the upright and through. And an extra point is good from Tyler Curtis. So Mikey Gow, 32 yards to Aaron Jones. And it is now 19-7. A big kickoff return, touchdown run. Then a fumble, touchdown pass. And just like that, North is up 19-7. It's game time on Your View.
Attention! Do you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes? Listen up! Help is available now with new programs making it easier than ever to settle your tax problems. Call the Tax Relief Helpline now. We're here to help. The IRS has experts fighting for them. Now you can have a team behind you working to help settle your tax debt. If you or a loved one are facing the nightmare of collection letters, tax levies, tax liens, or wage garnishments, take action right now and get the help you deserve by calling the Tax Relief Helpline. Even if you can't afford to pay your back taxes, it's not too late to get the help you deserve. We may even be able to settle your back taxes for significantly less than you owe. We've helped thousands of taxpayers just like you. If you or your business is behind filing your tax returns, or if you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes, don't wait. The call is free and the help is real. Call the Tax Relief Helpline now.
You want efficiency, John.
How about it?
2 snaps for North here in the second half, 13 points. And now they lead 19-7.
North officially in the second half has held the ball for 15 seconds.
That will help your points per play. So short kickoff into the wind. And Dortch with a big hit on the kickoff return coverage. So here comes Bellevue West. So with Will Anderson out for the rest of the game due to a left shoulder injury, John read his lips talking to the official. He said it popped out on his 1-yard touchdown run at the goal line where 3 different Vikings hit him on that shoulder.
Yeah, and obviously he'll have to go and get that assessed and find out what the extent of the damage is.
So James, who was the starting running back, now the quarterback, Robinson in at running back. They fumbled on the first time. And here Robinson avoids a tackle, and Robinson is off to the races. He's tracked down by O'Neal as he crosses the 40. That's a first down. So the opening snap of the second half, miscommunication between James and Robinson. Fumble recovered by North. They put it in the end zone on the 32-yard touchdown pass from Gow to Jones. But here, Demarcus Robinson, sophomore running back, with a burst up to the 42.
And this could be a big spot for Robinson. Obviously, this North defense is going to key on Jerez James. Robinson could be the beneficiary of some big gaps in the run game.
Jerez James rolls out. He's got a good arm. Now he pulls it down and pinballs his way for about 3 yards.
Number 15, Tristan Jerez James with the carry.
Ball handling has been a problem for Bellevue West tonight, Gary. We've seen Will Anderson. He lost a fumble. Now Jerez James has lost a fumble. There was a fumble on the goal line that was called a touchdown. So Bellevue West has just got to be much cleaner handling the ball in the back. Pass out of the backfield, just getting him involved any which way you can.
I call it 3rd down and 4. James runs straight ahead, and he's not going to get the first down. He stopped at midfield. He's going to be about. Gow turns, hands it off to the 3rd man. That's Cannon. As Cannon gets wrapped up by Adrian Wilson. Ron Cannon back after an injury against Omaha Central. We thought he had broken his collarbone, suffered a shoulder injury. Oh man, he's going to be out for the year, but he has rehabbed and he is now back in the lineup, and you can see the difference he makes. 19-7 in favor of North. The winner in the driver's seat to win the district title and probably be in the 5 spot for the postseason. Gow under center. Turns, they hand it off to Cannon. And Cannon weaves his way inside of the 35, and that's another first down.
Gary, if Omaha North is able to start doing this, running the ball between the tackles and getting 10, 12, 15 yards a pop, you might as well put this baby on ice, because Larry Martin and company will not stop doing it. If you're gonna let them run the ball, they're gonna take that run and keep pounding all the way to the finish line.
Boy, how patient is Cannon?
Yeah, he's good.
Now, the forte for North has been running the football. At the beginning of the year, they didn't run it so well. But they are going to run it again with Cannon, and he gets bottled up on the first down carry. Maybe got a yard or 2. Valencia with a tackle. Also in there is Wilson.
Here we go back to the key that I hit on at the start of the game, right? If Omaha North starts being able to run the ball, and then Bellevue West brings an extra defender down in the box to stop that, here's where the shot play comes. 2nd and long, they line up out of the shotgun. Look for Darion Jones to get loose. He's at the top of your picture.
And Miller, who you just saw in your picture, deep safety. Instead, they hand it off to Cannon. And Cannon, only about a yard short. Boy, yards after contact are
Number 5, Ron Cannon with the carry.
Rolling upwards for Jerron Cannon.
After contact, he's so good. I mean, the first guy rarely brings him down, and then he's always falling forward into contact.
Macklin Kennedy with the tackle, and now it is 3rd down and 2. There's 7-6 Bellevue West at halftime. Gow under center. And he draws Bellevue West offside. That is going to be a first down.
Offside. Coach,
no, that's what they didn't need. They didn't need any free yards. Giving them an easy first down is going to put them in another run situation where they can hand it off to Cannon between the tackles, wear down this clock a little further. Bellevue West has got to get off the field with, at this stage, inside the red zone. I don't think Omaha North is going to kick a field goal. We've seen them have troubles on the extra points already.
Play action. Gow's got plenty of green space in front of him. He wants to run, and he's on the run. He cuts it back and goes down inside of the 10, and the ball comes free, and it's recovered by Bellevue West.
That is just what the doctor ordered for this Bellevue West defense. They were getting gashed, Gary. They didn't have an answer for the run game of Omaha North. Mikey Gow gets a little loose with the ball on the perimeter right here. Great hit coming through. Stanley Hayter dislodges that ball, putting his hat right on it. And that is a huge play, a potential game-saving play for Bellevue West.
Now the T-Birds will take over at their own 7-yard line, and they need a drive.
Yeah, this offense has got to move the ball now.
Twice in the first half, the T-Birds got into the red zone, and they were denied. Robinson, Lewis spun him down, and that's the second time that B.J. Lewis has tried out for the wrestling team here at North. He whipped Robinson down. He got a penalty the first time, is not called for the penalty here.
Number 5,
I think the difference is he didn't lift him off the ground. He didn't straight pick him up and suplex him.
7, B.J. Lewis.
B.J. Lewis.
Maybe he did. Maybe I saw that wrong.
B.J. Lewis has had a monster night. Lewis and Clark and Jones on the back end. Now 2nd down and 9. Aims to put it up and completes a little tunnel screen to Johnson, but not much yardage. Now it's going to be 3rd down and medium. Quick update. Nebraska running back recruit Connor Booth, who's having a monster year for Bishop Neumann. 180 yards rushing, 5 scores in the first half. Bishop Neumann leads Lincoln Lutheran 41-17. John will check the scores of the other big games going on in Week 8. Friday Night Lights. It's game time on your view from Niall Kennick Stadium. This game shifted just like that at the beginning of this half. North scored 13 points on their first 2 offensive snaps. This snap is 3rd and 5. James rolls out, throws downfield, and it's intercepted by Jones, and it's going to be a pick 6. Darian Jones with a Heisman pose. He stepped in front of the pass by James, and Jones celebrates. A pick 6 by the talented junior, a 22-yard interception return.
This is the same play earlier in the game in the first half that Harris James hit TJ Whaley down the field and got a big gain out of it. Jones baited him into this throw, Gary. He's waiting, and then just jumps the route. He knows what's coming. He's seen it before. And Harris James tried to go back to the well, and it came up dry.
Curtis, PAT is up, and it is good. What a 3rd quarter for the blue and gold. 26-7, North leads Bellevue West. What a turnaround here in the 3rd quarter. It was 7-6. We still got 4:42 to go. And Omaha North now with a 26-7 lead. They're on Jones, who's got a touchdown reception now. A pick 6 from 22 yards out.
Yeah, he's having himself a night. And this whole Omaha North defense is having a night, Gary. They've just played so well throughout this one. Outside of, a big play, throw down the field in the first half that sets up the only touchdown for Bellevue West. They have been just about as good as you can get. This defensive line is something else. And then you put those linebackers flowing around, B.J. Lewis, Max Clark. This is a defense to be reckoned with.
Good field position after the short kickoff. Again, Bellevue West has the wind at their back. James to put it up, and the pass got deflected away. And guess who? People are wondering right now. They are texting me as I speak, and they've probably been texting you the entire night. They're wondering, have you guys already decided on your MVP? Now, think about it.
Yeah.
B.J. Lewis is going to make a strong case.
He doesn't have any touchdowns, but he's made just about as many plays as anybody.
Now James running for his life, and he escapes. A horde of Vikings. Back in the day, I'm sure that would get you in trouble. But here, James gets a 1st down. Boy, that's a huge play for the sophomore quarterback taking over for Will Anderson. Dortch is down on the field as James on 2nd and 10 scrambles for a first down into Viking territory. So here, as they attend to Jermaine Dortch on the field, this is, according to points, how they will determine the top 16 on the next to last week of the regular season. Omaha West Side, number 1 in points. Millard South, number 2. Millard South now is pulling away from North Platte. Remember, the only loss by Millard South was in Arizona. Kearney, Elkhorn South, and then these Vikings. The other side, Papillion La Vista, who bounced back after we saw them last Friday. They won last night 69-7 over Fremont. Bellevue West, Millard North, North Star, Lincoln Southeast. Last check, Millard North was up on Central 10-7.
You'd like to stay in that top 8 because the top 8 get the home games in the first round.
And you have East Omaha Central, Westview in their 3rd year as a school in OPS here in Northwest Omaha. They're going to make the postseason. Columbus, North Platte, and then Papio South. Fremont, Prep, Norfolk, and Millard West right now are on the outside looking in. Creighton Prep has made every postseason in the state of Nebraska since 1994. They played Norfolk. They have to win that game. If you're doing the math, it looks like that win would get them in.
Some other things depending what happens with Papio South, what happens with North Platte. North Platte's playing a 50-point game tonight. Now, it looks like they're gonna fall in that one. They're trailing 42-10, but a loss to a team in the top tier doesn't hurt you as much. So they could stay in the field depending on what they do in the final week. There's still a ton to sort out at the bottom. Those like 14 to 20, all those teams are still in the mix to be in or out.
Looks like 3 OPS teams will make the postseason. That'll make our good friend, the district director of athletics for OPS, John Krogstan, very happy. Saw him here tonight. James to throw deep down the field. It is incomplete. Boy, he threw a good ball, but Johnson could not come down with it as it was knocked away, and it will be 2nd down.
I think Johnson misreads the flight of the ball, Gary. I think the wind plays with it a little bit. This ball has a lot of air underneath it, and watch. He runs it. The wind is kind of blowing at a 45-degree angle toward that far corner as we look at it here from the press box view. And that, I think, is what happened. The ball just sails a little bit in the wind, got above his head, and he wasn't able to bring it in.
Now 2nd down and 10. James, RPO, pulls it out and gets about 3 yards. McIntyre Daly brings him down. That win we saw on a kickoff earlier, trouble. Now the deep pass. The wind is at the back of Bellevue West for the next 3 minutes and 52 seconds.
For Bellevue West, you needed a touchdown on this drive to make it a 2-score game going into the 4th to have a realistic shot at a comeback here.
Just joining us, Will Anderson, starting quarterback for Bellevue West, out for the rest of the game with a left shoulder injury. The blitz is on. James eludes one man. He avoided Deal. Now can he get the first down? He lunges. He's going to be about a couple of, maybe a yard short. And it will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, I think he was ruled out of bounds before he did that lunge, which would have given him. But look at the nifty moves in the backfield. Harris James is a pretty special athlete. And there you see he's out of bounds as the ball touches the turf.
4th down and 1. And I think that Bellevue West got going a little bit too early. This has been a 20-point quarter for the Vikings. Let's look at Mike Huffman. Bellevue West has won a playoff game 9 straight years. Now on the other side, Omaha North has made the playoffs 12 straight years.
4th downs have not been kind to the T-Birds tonight. They just have not been able to convert. You saw them down inside the 5 go for it on 4th, and then a couple of possessions ago, they go for it on 4th and inches and are able to come up with it. Got to have it here.
James' pass is picked off. It's Jones again.
Well, wherever number 11 lines up, don't throw it that way because he's having himself a night.
His older brother Donovan is here. Caleb Benning, their teammates at Nebraska, is true freshman. And Jones jumped the route and is able to come up with a second interception. He was right there with Green, and Green may be out of his break.
Yeah.
Slipped a bit, and that allowed Jones to jump it. Jones with another interception again. His older brother Donovan, freshman at Nebraska. There is a host of Omaha area players who are not making the trip to Bloomington, Indiana this weekend, are here tonight on the sidelines. And Daron Jones with 2 interceptions in front of his brother Donovan, who made many of those. A lot of them right here on Game Time, and they go right back to Cannon. And Cannon moves the ball into Bellevue West territory as you get a look at him. Isaiah McMorris. Jones to jump it. Jones with another interception again. His older brother Donovan, freshman at Nebraska. There is a host of Omaha area players who are not making the trip to Bloomington, Indiana this weekend, are here tonight on the sidelines. And Daron Jones with 2 interceptions in front of his brother Donovan, who made many of those. A lot of them right here on Game Time, and they go right back to Cannon. And Cannon moves the ball into Bellevue West territory as you get a look at him. Isaiah McMorris.
Yeah, Caleb Benning, Isaiah McMorris. Pretty good ones.
And we saw Donovan Jones make an incredible touchdown reception.
Oh, remember
at
that.
the end of last year against Gretna in overtime in the state playoffs.
That's one for the memory books.
Second down and 5. And whistles before the snap. Full start called on Omaha North. So again, Omaha North battling some injuries. Deron Cannon is back. Tyson Terry's still out. The Nebraska commit. There you see him in his red Nebraska bucket hat. He is rehabbing a knee injury. They're hoping he is back for the playoffs. But they will tell you they really hope that he has a chance to defend his state championship in wrestling on the mat, where he is trying to join a small fraternity of 4-time state champions at the heavyweight division. Gow bounces out of the pocket, stops, starts looking downfield. Nobody is open. Gow's got time to run. Now he finally takes off, and Gow is going to be short of the first down. Boy, good job in the secondary by Bellevue West, but I think, John, if Gow makes the decision to pull it down and run earlier, he's got a lot more space along the far sideline.
Yeah, he's really keeping his eyes downfield. Wants that big play in the passing game. And how about the protection up front? Just excellent job. All he has to do is shuffle, 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 and he's not under pressure at all. That is purely his decision whether he wants to run or not.
So it is 3rd down and 1. 20-point quarter for Omaha North that has 90 seconds left in it. And here's Cannon, bounces off a tackler, and Cannon is all the way down to the 30. That's a pickup of 14. Boy, it's such a difference maker in this lineup.
Number 5, Ron Cannon with the carry.
Well, here you go. Fullback lead, simple ISO play, and it's a good cut there by Deron Cannon. Great vision to find the open lane. That, as a running back, one of my favorite plays to run was ISO, because you get that lead blocker that goes in and gets the middle backer, and then you have a choice. Are you going right or left? And you can make huge plays out of that.
No surprise on the left side of the line, big left tackle Connor Cook, 6'9", 305, is having a big night. A little push pass to Cannon, and he takes off. Here's the starter's gun, and he's all the way down to the 25. That's a pickup of 6.
And this is the formula for the rest of the way for Omaha North. Leading 26-7. Use that big offensive line. You got a healthy tailback. Protect your quarterback, who we've already seen kind of maybe flexing that throwing hand a little bit. Might have taken a little knock. Just wear down the clock and get out of here with a big victory.
Omaha North has Lincoln Southwest for the finale. Bellevue West has Lincoln Northeast. Second down and 4. Back to Cannon. Cannon bounces up the middle, and he is down to the 15-yard line, and Miller held on for dear life. That's another pickup of 10. John Cannon going to have another 1,000-yard rushing season. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. North doesn't want this quarter to end. A 20-point affair. They're on the move again, up 26-7 as we head to the fourth on game.
Hey, Dad.
Hey.
So?
Mazda?
Mazda.
Mazda.
The Mazda CX-30. It's made to move you.
Take advantage of this exceptional offer at Woodhouse Mazda.
Are you having trouble hearing your TV or listening to conversations in loud spaces? Then it might be time to consider Nano hearing aids. Don't mistake Nanos for cheap amplifiers. Nanos are FDA-registered OTC hearing aids, which means no more having to go to a doctor and spend thousands. Nano hearing aids are now offering $100 off through this special TV offer. Order right now and get 2 CIC rechargeable hearing aids for only $297. And if you're not happy, return them for a full refund.
We begin the fourth quarter. Game time on Your View. John Schreiner, Gary Sharp, Brad Pace, our producer-director, and the entire Game Time crew. Boy, they've given you some of the best shots you'll see anywhere tonight. What a third quarter for North. Trying to start the fourth quarter off with a big one, and they do. Touchdown pass. Deion Cooper, wide open in the middle of the field in the end zone from 15 yards out.
It starts up front, Gary, and we have seen Omaha North on this possession. Pound, pound, pound. And then that offensive line. Look at the time and the lane to throw that Mikey Gow has. I mean, that is as easy as it gets. Great protection up front, good route, and an excellent throw, perfectly executed.
Curtis is in for the extra point. And it is up, and the line drive kick is no good, but 26 unanswered by the Vikings.
This is the kind of performance that Omaha North needed tonight. They needed to come out and put together a complete four-quarter performance as we head toward the state playoffs. Now, Kearney is probably going to win this district. I think we are in agreement there. I had my districts mixed up. My fault. This district here decided tonight. Kearney is in the top 5. That's a team that will have something to say about the playoffs. But here tonight for Omaha North, getting this performance out of this team, despite all the injuries that they have had, this is huge. This is a big spot for this team. They needed to come out and show it, and they've done it so far.
Kearney will be, as it looks, John, will be the number 4 seed in the postseason.
Yeah, they're going to win their district.
And North probably will be the 5. North did lose a non-district game in Kearney. Lost that game 13-6. Boy, you look at this offense now, and now that Cannon is back, how can they only score 6 in a game? Robinson will return the kickoff for the Thunderbirds. And he's stopped shy of the 30. So 1 week from tomorrow, the playoff pairings will be announced. 16 teams in Class A. As Mike Huffman talks to his sophomore quarterback. Bellevue West scored near the end of the first half on a Will Anderson dive from 1 yard away. injured his shoulder, did not come back into the game. He's on the sidelines. There he is with his arm in a sling. And Perez James has been the quarterback now since then. Operates down 32-7.
And it's just been rough, right? A fumble and 2 interceptions here in the second half.
Rolls out to the right, stops, steps up, lobs it deep down the field, and Robinson goes down, or Green, I beg your pardon, goes down, and that'll be a pass interference. So throwing into that wind, the ball kind of died a little bit. And we see, how many times do we see this, John? A deep pass that is underthrown that draws a DPI.
Yeah, it's so often. And the quarterbacks around the football in the world have gotten so good at this now where they're intentionally underthrowing those balls where the defensive back is in a chase position. Maybe a little closer than you like to try and fit it in. Just underthrow it, let the receiver run back through the contact. You get your free 15 yards.
So here, all of a sudden, it's 32-7. We're going to check around the Metro. Scott and Bennington are locked in a tight one again. Last year, they had a controversial ending to begin the season. Bennington has kept their win streak alive. Here in Class A, Westside's won 28 in a row. James, plenty of time. Now will run with it. And Cook. Devin Cox brings him down. So Westside has won 28 in a row. They'll finish the regular season with Papillion La Vista. And if they win Thursday, that'll set the all-time Class A record for consecutive victories. Westside is now 67-5 in the last 5 years that include 3 state titles.
It's unbelievable. Across 2 coaching staffs.
Brett Freund to Paul Lamanji. 2nd and 7 for the T-Birds. James pulls it down, and James goes down. Clark got a hand on him. Also McIntyre Daly. I think Larry Martin, if he could, I think he'd take his defense to Tiger Tom's after the game, but of course he cannot take him there. But he will speak glowingly about this defense. They have put together quite an effort. The opening drive of the game, Bellevue West got all the way down to the north 3-yard line, got pushed back, turned it over on downs at the 5. 3rd down, James to put it up under pressure, and he goes down. Rashad Deal with the sack, and James never saw him coming. And on cue, the Viking defense makes another big play.
Well, all 4 of the linebackers now from Omaha North have made at least one gigantic play tonight, right? And that was one of the big keys when you're playing against a team that likes to spread you out, but they run underneath. The linebackers have to be active, and they have certainly been that tonight for the Vikings.
And you can see Mike Huffman with his young quarterback. This is a learning experience. Came over to the sideline, just reminded him of something that went wrong there in a calm voice. North is going to get the football back, up 32-7. Jones, who has had a big night, lets the ball get out of the way. Down at the 22, North back on offense. They have scored 26 unanswered on Game Time.
Have you taken the detour? I've taken the detour to Omaha's most delicious burgers. Our signature burgers are made to order, just how you like it. Experience a clean atmosphere with 5-star customer service. Delicious chicken sandwiches, hand-cut and breaded daily. Pair it with an order of Fricks, a unique combination of shoestring, waffle, and crinkle-cut fries. Plus a great kids menu and tasty malts and shakes. I recommend you take the detour to Burger Detour today.
Are you on Medicaid and in need of bladder control and incontinence products? Then stay tuned for a free offer from Active Style. At Active Style, we understand your needs and offer convenient home delivery of incontinence products for children and adults. And they may be available at no cost to you if you're Medicaid eligible. Our products have a super absorbent core that locks away wetness to keep you dry.
If you're on Medicaid, call now for your free sample.
Game Time on Your View is brought to you by Iowa Western. The world is waiting. A fantastic fall sports season over in Reaver Country. And a fantastic second half for the Vikings. Gow to Jones out of the backfield, gets a block from O'Neal. It springs him out to the 31, going to be about a yard shy.
Number 8.
Ron Jones had a monster game. So if we had to, let's say hypothetically, John,
It's a 9-yard gain on the play, brings up 2nd and 1.
he was pulling his jersey. I thought there was a new dance, but Jones's jersey
You never
was on
know.
his
It
shoulder
could
pad.
be. It might be next week.
If we had to pick an MVP of this game
Yeah.
from Omaha North,
It's
this
tough.
might be the night that we turn it over to John Carter, our wonderful statistician. Let him pick the MVP of the game.
Yeah. Well, we'll get John gets to take the mic next week in our annual halftime stats segment that we get him on in the last game of the regular season. So maybe we'll let him do that next week.
Cannon gets the first down before he is brought down.
Number 5 is Ron Cannon with the carry.
One of the rare times that we've mentioned his name tonight. So the clock keeps running here in the fourth quarter. 32-7 in favor of North. 26 unanswered points. They scored 13 points on the first 2 snaps from scrimmage in the second half and have never looked back.
Brings up 1st and 10.
Throw in a pick 6, and then Gow 15 yards to Cooper. And North is about to win their 4th in a row. They'll go to 6-2. They'll finish unbeaten in this district. That includes Southwest, Northeast, South Sioux City, Buena Vista, and these 2 teams. And here's Cannon weaving his way down the field. Such a sleek runner. We liked him last year. We put him on the radar as a sophomore. He hasn't missed a beat. He's not as big as he was last year. Boy, his vision and patience and burst, his ceiling is starting to rise. Only a junior.
It's the vision for me, Gary. That's what sets him apart from most running backs his age, is his ability to find the crease. When it looks like it might be stopped up, he can find that backside cutback. He reads blocks so well, cuts the right direction almost every time. He's just technically very, very sound, and you combine that with all the athleticism, and it's a good recipe for success.
And a whistle and a flag. Remember, Calvin Strong ran in his career for 7,472 yards and 103 touchdowns.
Those are absurd numbers.
8.8 yards per carry. The penalty on the Vikings will move them back 5 yards. Next week we move to a huge showdown.
After a penalty,
Gretna
brings up
and Gretna
1st and
East.
15.
How about it? First time we'll be on hand for the Griffins.
Unfortunate news surrounding a former Gretna quarterback announced today before Oklahoma State's game at BYU. Gow, sidearm pass, and Cooper just dropped it. Zane Flores, who was the extremely talented quarterback at Gretna High, who was a 4-year starter, had all kinds of records, suffered an injury, had surgery. He is out for the rest of the year in his redshirt freshman year in Stillwater for Oklahoma State. There is our final regular season game. Gretna East at Gretna. We'll be with you next Friday night right here on Your View at 7 o'clock. And don't fret. After next week, you still have 2 more weeks with us. We are going to deliver to you 2 weeks of playoffs right here on Game Time. And another whistle and another flag and another false start.
Yeah, it's getting to that point of the game, Gary, where the score is pretty lopsided, and you can start to get a little lackadaisical. Maybe not quite as focused. The game's not in doubt, but those are the kind of things that will drive coaches crazy, is when you're not focused, those mental errors, the pre-snap penalties, coaches absolutely rip their hair out about that kind of stuff.
Now 2nd and 20. No flag and incomplete. Dow threw it right into the midsection of Hudoit, and it will be 3rd down. So in Class B tonight, the monster game, Bennington has now taken the lead over Scott, 30-28 with 4 minutes to go. Elkhorn North is leading Gretna East 31-27. Gretna is leading Ralston 44-14. Now in A, there is a game that has just gone final. Omaha Central has rallied to beat Millard North.
How about that?
We saw the Eagles last week. Impressive against Papillion La Vista. They win tonight against Millard North. Cannon right up the middle. Boy, that's a big hit. And that is a flag that follows. It's not on the hit as he ran right into Fields. It was like a collision out on Fort. And the penalty, we'll see what Brian Arvin announces. But Omaha Central has defeated Millard North with a sack to end the game. The Eagles win 13-10, penalty on North.
The game was 10-0 at half, and the report that I saw was Central had 28 yards total offense in the first half.
Millard South, which initially was struggling with North Platte, not anymore. Out at North Platte, they lead 56-10. Here, 32-7, Larry Martin not happy with this series and the amount of flags. And that will bring on a Connor O'Neill punt. And it's not necessarily a fake, and O'Neill's going to be stopped short. So O'Neill went to punt the ball, but there were Thunderbirds all over the place. He decided to pull it down and take off, and he is stopped well short of the first down marker. And now Bellevue West will take over with 6:57 to go here in the game, down 32-7.
Yeah, that's a fire call. That's what we used to say when I was in high school. It's a fire call. When there's a bad snap or you've got a rush coming through, you call fire, and then everyone starts to get downfield because something's gone wrong. You try to get out the back end. There's just really too far to go after all those penalties for anything to work out there.
So a timeout is taken. We'll follow suit. 32-7, North leads Bellevue West on Game Time.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you use insulin daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. So call the US Med Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. Not only can a CGM immediately reduce pain, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare or private insurance, you can see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. We'll also provide free shipping of your new CGM, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. If you use insulin daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. So call the US Med Diabetic Health Hotline to see if you qualify for a CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Gravite, the new cologne for men by Particle. A powerful, unforgettable scent that lasts all day. Wear it day or night, work or play. Gravite, the new cologne for men by Particle. Get 25% off using the promo code on gravitecologne.com. Free shipping plus 30-day money-back guarantee.
Omaha Northwest.
Well, here in this game, these reps are really important for the sophomore quarterback, Tristan Harris-James, because you don't know what the status of Will Anderson going forward is. You don't know if you're going to get him back. So these are very important varsity reps for a quarterback who's been moved to running back for a lot of this season, just to get him comfortable, because you're going to need him moving forward and going into the playoffs.
And a nice inside handoff around the end to Van Briesen. And that'll be a first down.
Good looking mesh there. We saw some trouble with that early, but Van Briesen gets around the edge, able to run through a tackle.
Number 32, Drew.
And that's another important factor here is you're taking your primary and best running back and moving him to quarterback. So you got to figure out what else you have at that position.
James to throw, deep drop, little screen pass is caught by Green, and Green is all the way into the red zone. He carried Richard with him for a while, and they will move the chains. We have not mentioned Jermaine Green very much tonight.
6, Jermaine Green.
Yeah, he hasn't had the touches as Bellevue West has struggled to throw it.
This trip to the red zone is brought to you by Burger Detour. Every bite is a detour from the ordinary and a direct route to happiness. We'll see if this ends up with a happy ending. Van Briesen this time tries the left side, and he's going to go down. Jones came up from his safety position. Well, this will be a fascinating watch of Omaha North in the postseason, John.
This is what I'm talking about sometimes. Van Briesen here goes outside, right? His wide receiver's blocking the player to the outside. A back with good vision sees that, cuts behind it off the butt of the blocker. That's what you see Jerron Cannon do all the time, and that's the difference between he and a lot of running backs at the high school level.
Jerron Jones, a prospect in his own right. There with his brother in the pass. Down the middle is incomplete. So you've had Lewis tonight. You've had Clark. You've had Jones. You've had Moore. We could go on and on about this Viking defense that has held Bellevue West as of right now to 7 points. This is a Bellevue West offense that 3 times this year they scored 62. Look at Greg Moore. Boy, he has clogged up the middle. Now it is 3rd down and 7. Perez James all alone in the backfield. Calls his own number, runs ahead. It's going to be about 4 yards short.
Number 15, Tristan James with the carry.
It's been tough sledding once they get down near the goal line, Gary. This North defensive line, they have bowed their necks when they get their backs against that goal line. And Bellevue West just hasn't really found an answer when they get down here.
So now they're looking at 4th down and 4. This is where the opening drive of the game died, in this area. Sign that North was going to have a big night. James, pass incomplete. He was looking for Keith in the corner of the end zone, and the pass sailed out of bounds. And once again, North comes up strong in the red zone. They'll get the ball back up 32-7.
Yeah, they're looking for a little fade route, and the ball from James is just way too far toward the pylon. It needs to be toward the back pylon and not the front pylon. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to make the back shoulder throw, but it's a little too far to the back shoulder.
So North will take a timeout. 4:04 to go. We'll stay right here at Now Kinnick Stadium. 32-7 in favor of North. It was 7-6 at the break with a 75-yard kickoff return to begin the second half. Quickly, Jerron Cannon touchdown run from 15 on the ensuing snap. And then a fumble recovery. Another touchdown. That was about all she wrote. North is going to move to 6-2. Also, Bellevue West, they're going to drop to 5-3. What a performance tonight by the Vikings. You know, you start to think they have not ruled out Tyson Terry returning. We don't know what kind of a timeline he's on, but this is a very impressive performance without the All-Stater Tyson Terry.
I was just going to say, Gary, we have seen this movie before where Omaha North is sort of written off and people don't really pay much attention to them because they don't necessarily look like one of the top teams in the state, and all they do is get into the playoffs and go, oh, yeah, we can run the football. And it's this time of the year where you need to be able to run the football. Right? It gets cold, the hands get stiff, it hurts to come up and hit in the run game. Watch out for Omaha North now.
Now that is a concerning injury right there. One of the top defensive linemen for Bellevue West will check on Stanley Hayter in just a moment. The opening round of the playoffs is 2 weeks from tonight. And then the Class A final will be Thanksgiving week at Memorial Stadium. So 16-8 to 4-2. Like how I did the math there?
That's good.
The season was pushed back about a week this year.
Yep.
Revolves
the Memorial Stadium schedule.
Yeah, revolves around Nebraska. Nebraska's playing a game the week before Thanksgiving against Wisconsin as Stanley Hayter is up and walking to the sidelines.
Good sign.
That is, he's moving that left shoulder. The left shoulder, though, is of concern. Will Anderson, the starting quarterback, injured his shoulder in the first half. He's not played at all here in the second half and is right there on the sidelines with a sling on. I'm going to look at it further tomorrow morning as Omaha North back on offense. They are in no hurry, and what a second half, up 32-7.
It was a heck of a start with that kick return and then one play touchdown drive. Get the turnover, one play touchdown drive. Just haven't looked back since then.
You know, Larry Martin before the game was talking about the injuries and some of the adversity they've overcome. As the toss to Richard, and he'll be gobbled up short of the line of scrimmage. They've also had to deal with some adversity with a staff member who is
Number
a
21,
family
Mitchell with the carry.
emergency that has taken him away from the football program. But also before the year even began, coming off an 8-3 season where they made it to the quarterfinals, lost to Millard South. They lost their quarterback, Sebastian Serco, who would have been a 3-year starter. They lost the talented wide receiver who had been offered by Nebraska as a freshman, Champ Davis. He transferred to a high school in Arkansas. And then Titan Glassman, their second leading receiver, transferred to Westside. Gow, first-year starter, slings the ball, and it is picked off. And it's going to turn into a pick six. Macklin Kennedy from 10 yards out. Gow stared him down, and Kennedy walks into the end zone.
Yeah, this is Gow trusting his arm a little bit too much. And you see this with young quarterbacks who have a strong arm. They will do this from time to time. He needed to put touch on the ball and throw it over the top of the defender, and instead he tried to throw it by the defender, and that's what you get. Sometimes lessons are learned even in victory.
That stops the string of 26 in a row for North. Macklin Kennedy with a 10-yard pick six. And a whistle before the extra point is attempted by Guerrera.
Illegal substitution. Defense.
Brian Arvin, who you see Brian in the fall and Brian in the winter. Basketball official. He works all over. He told me he had Elkhorn Mount Michael last week.
Well, the officials get a workout in this town. I mean, it's sometimes a thankless job, and boy, we gotta get more of them because we can't play the games we love without them. You know what I mean? And there's a big push out there right now by a lot of coaches to show more respect to the officiating crews and give them their due, because again, you can't play without them. There has to be somebody out there to administer the rules.
Guerrera, PAT is up and it's good. That makes it 32-14. Busy time of the year. Cross country, tennis, state softball is down to the championship games in 3 classes that will be played Monday right here in Omaha. Connie Clausen Field, which is the home of UNO softball.
Brings the score at 32 for Omaha North.
There's Mike
14 for
Huffman.
Bellevue West.
So he'll go back to the drawing board, and first and foremost, they'll try and figure out the status of their starting quarterback, Will Anderson, and then that Coach Huffman will get Jerez James ready for Lincoln Northeast, and then the following week in the postseason. There's Will Anderson on the right side of your picture with the athletic trainer for Bellevue West, and now Mike Huffman in his 12th year. Again, 9 straight years Bellevue West has won a playoff game.
When was the last time that we saw a Mike Huffman coach team score 1 offensive touchdown in a game? I mean, I don't have the number in front of me. I would imagine it's few and far between. He is usually known for having a prolific, very difficult to stop offense, and they just didn't have the fastball tonight.
You know, we talked about the Creighton Prep long playoff streak that may be in jeopardy. They're at 29. Bellevue West has been in the postseason 26 straight years. Titles in 16 and 19. And over 100 wins, the head coach of Bellevue West. They're going to drop to 5-3. Herrera, onside kick, and it's recovered nicely by Connor O'Neill. So 2:32 to go in the game. Vikings will get the football back and try and expire this clock. Go to week number 9. Again, Omaha Central has beaten Millard North. That is
a huge win for that very young Omaha Central.
Boy, Central turned it around. I saw them against North, and they lost 28-18. But then Central won in the last second against Creighton Prep.
Yep.
Then they won last week here on Game Time, 27-7 against Papillion La Vista. And tonight, they come from behind and they win against Millard North 13-10, finishing the game with a sack.
I mean, there might not be a team, Millard South included, that has as much raw talent as Omaha Central, right? That team is extremely athletic. Now, Millard South is veteran, dialed in, they know what they're doing. Central is young and athletic and super
Again, if you found a cell phone with a Hello Kitty case, please bring
So
it to
while
a
we
friend
are
at the
winding
desk.
down here, we are keeping an eye on the longest streak going in the Metro is in jeopardy. Omaha Scud has taken a 38-30 lead on Bennington.
Wow.
We're under 2 minutes to go. Mikey Gow under center. Turns and hands it off to Richard. And Richard across midfield. So they are in the waning seconds of the game at Scud.
It's gone final.
Now the Bennington win streak has come to an end as Omaha Scud avenges the last second loss last year to Bennington. They win tonight 38-30.
46-game win streak comes to
After
an
a
end.
run by number 21, Corday Richard.
Incredible run by Cam Lenhart. They're not going to go anywhere. But Omaha Scud, so you look at the top 3 in Class B, Bennington, Elkhorn North, Omaha Scud, all 7-1. Boy, won't that be fun when it comes to the postseason. And also, last year, that was the matchup in the state final as Richard falls to the 46, so it'll be 4th down. Last year, Bennington beat Scud in the B final. And tonight, Scud ends that 46-game winning streak, 38-30, and the winning touchdown, a pick 6.
We got to see that Bennington team a year ago, and it was under less than ideal conditions. Right, that was the night that there was 50-mile-an-hour wind, and they had the big showdown with Elkhorn North. And it wasn't the game we wanted to see them in because of the conditions, but hey, they found a way to win, and all credit to them. That's an incredible run that's just come to an end, and man, I'm interested to see what their next win streak looks like.
The win streak for North is 4 as they win here tonight by a score of 32-14. What a second half for the Vikings, and what a defensive performance. As Larry Martin lines up his team, he'll shake hands with Mike Huffman. Will these two see each other again in the postseason? Tonight, 32-14, North over Bellevue West.
Emeril Lagasse here, and I'm so excited to tell you about my French door air fryer 360. Extra large 26-quart capacity. Cook with up to 70% less calories from fat than deep frying. That's a big deal, my friend. 360 degrees of superheated air gives you fast, even cooking. My 10-in-1 French door air fryer 360 grills, air fries, dehydrates, roasts, bakes, broils, proofs, slow cooks, and toasts. This baby does it all. These French doors are a game changer. Look at how easy that is.
Now find out how you can try Emeril Lagasse's French Door Air Fryer 360 with 3 cooking tiers, fetch tool, air frying rack, and drip tray in your home for 30 days for just $14.99. Order now and you'll also get Emeril's Air Fryer Favorites recipe book. And we'll automatically upgrade you to our bonus cooking kit free. Plus, find out how you can get free shipping. This offer will not last, so call or click now to order.
You're gonna love it. I guarantee it.
That is a happy group of Vikings as they celebrate with the band, and they should be. This is a really, really impressive performance tonight. 32-14 over Bellevue West. Welcome back to now Kinnick Stadium. There's the head coach, Larry Martin. Boy, words of wisdom. Our defense has got to play well, and boy, did they. They only allowed one offensive touchdown to Bellevue West. And now the offense did its part. Here is tonight's play of the game, brought to you by NFM. Everything you need to watch fall sports plus game-winning savings is at NFM.
Well, Darion Jones had himself a second half, and it got started right there. That's the big touchdown pass from Mikey Gow that put them up 2 scores. Their second one-play drive of the second half. That got the ball rolling downhill. That was before he made the 2 picks, including one that went back to the crib for a touchdown.
One more Friday night of the regular season, and North rolls 32-14 into it. Back with some final thoughts after.
Hi, everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have live agents available right now to answer your questions and tell you how much your case is potentially worth. Hi, I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin with us in the Help Center. So, Tom, phones are really busy over there. Tell us what kind of calls you're seeing.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the call center with you. We always enjoy talking to the viewers and getting folks the compensation that they deserve. You know, we're seeing calls about all kinds of accidents, but the most common by far has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, give us a call right now. You'll speak with a live person. They'll answer any questions you have and tell you if you have a case and how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. All right, folks at home, you heard it. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now.
$26 points in the second half for Omaha North, and they win going away over Bellevue West, 32-14. Jerron Cannon, John, comes back. He's healthy, runs for 140, over 100 in the second half, and pretty thorough performance top to bottom of the Vikings.
Yeah, we said that this game was about a prove-it night, right? This were 2 teams who wanted to find out where they were in the hierarchy of Class A football. Well, I think Omaha North put a marker in the ground, right? This is a very physical team. You saw the linebacker play tonight was outstanding. The offensive line was moving bodies. Jerron Cannon's back in the fold, and this is a tough team now. They do have some things to clean up. Mikey Gow put the ball in danger a couple of times, did throw that pick late, so they have to clean that stuff up. But this is the team that I guarantee you most of the teams in Class A do not want to see on their side of the bracket come November.
We will see 2 teams that could be in the Class B bracket next Friday night to wrap up the regular season. Gretna East and Gretna. It is the Battle of Gretna. Big story tonight in B. Bennington. 46-game winning streak has come to an end. They got upset by Omaha Scott. We will be in Gretna next week for the final regular season Friday. Kickoff 7 o'clock. For Brad Pace, for my partner, John Schreiner, our statistician, John Carter, and an entire crew. Big night for the Vikings. I'm Gary Sharp. Final score, 32-14. Omaha North over Bellevue West. We'll talk to you next Friday from Gretna. Good night, everybody.
Are you having trouble hearing your TV or listening to conversations in loud spaces? Then it might be time to consider Nano hearing aids. The days of expensive hearing aids are over. Don't mistake Nanos for cheap amplifiers. Nanos are FDA registered OTC hearing aids. They are lightweight and simple to use, and their tiny in-ear design makes them nearly invisible. And best of all, they are rechargeable, saving you hundreds of dollars on batteries. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids. Prescription hearing aids could cost $3,000 or more. Nano hearing aids are only $397. But wait, we are so confident you are going to love your Nanos, we are offering $100 off through this special TV offer. Order now and you'll get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aids for only $297. You get a free portable charging case, free 24/7 lifetime telephone support, free shipping, and a 45-day money-back guarantee. Remember, Nano hearing aids are not available in stores or Amazon, and supplies are limited.
Call 1-800-488-9173.
Friend, do you remember when it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank to expand a business, go on vacation, or buy a new car? Well, today, withdrawing your own cash has become a very risky business, according to The Secret War, a shocking new research report. I just read it. And folks, I was amazed to learn why banks are now required to spy on us for the government and then report any suspicious or unusual behavior. I suggest you get The Secret War free. Just call the number on the screen, no charge, from the folks at Swiss America. And get this, did you know simply spending cash today may be enough to have you branded as a potential criminal? That's right. The new war on cash is really a war against all freedom-loving Americans. The Secret War is yours free, so call the number on the screen and you can tell them Pat Boone gave you the number.
Hello and welcome to Doing More. I'm Erica Cardenas. We're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month here at Valle del Sol's 33rd Annual Profiles of Success, an event that commemorates the contributions of Latinos throughout Arizona. Profiles of Success Hispanic Leadership Awards Dinner is held as Valle del Sol's Community Health's premier fundraising event, recognizing champions of Latino leadership. The dinner brings together community leaders, advocates, and community servants who strengthen Arizona communities and the state. As we begin the festivities here at the 33rd Annual Profiles of Success, check out how Valle del Sol is dedicated to inspiring change and strengthening families and community.
Tonight, Valle del Sol and the community are celebrating the 33rd Annual Profiles of Success event. We're celebrating 7 amazing people and 1 amazing organization who have changed the face of Arizona. These 7 people and 1 organization are making the difference in our community for all kinds of people, people in need, people who are hurting, who are in pain, and they're giving their lives to serve them. So tonight we're honoring them for the 33rd time we're doing these awards in Arizona. It's an incredible event. Valle del Sol is a not-for-profit that's been in Arizona for over 50 years. It was founded by grassroots community advocates. These were members of the Latino and Hispanic community who in the 60s were wanting to fight against the social injustices that our community was facing. These advocates formed an organization to help fight against racism and oppression. And this organization grew over the last 50 years to provide all kinds of services to people in need. Healthcare, mental health care, addiction treatment. We also work on social policy and advocacy work, and we have a leadership program for Hispanic and Latino members of our community who want to go on into public service.
We're all just a bunch of aspirational entrepreneurs. We all have side hustles. Like, you grow up in that kind of environment and community. And so
This event is a year in the making, that it takes an entire year of planning to make this event happen. Not only staff of Valle del Sol, but community volunteers, excellent sponsors, elected officials, and just plain old community members who come out by the thousand to see this incredible event. I was really adamant that this year around we were gonna have a celebration, a party at the end of this emotion to celebrate the incredible people of this community. We looked around and we thought, who better than Grammy award-winning Tejano superstar Bobby Pulido to come to this event and he and his team were incredibly gracious. They worked with us on every aspect of tonight, and we are so thankful to have them. Cox has been an incredible partner for Valle del Sol over the years. Things like sponsoring events like this, helping get our message out into the community, talking to people on our behalf, talking to people with us. We couldn't do it without them, and their ability to help us spread our message is critical. There are so many inequities built into the foundation of this nation. And while differences are really important to celebrate, because the differences between us make us stronger, they make us a stronger nation, still too often, people use differences as a dividing line. The importance of coming together as a community, Latino, Hispanic, Black, Asian, white, it doesn't matter. We are one family, we are one community, and we all should stand together.
Valle del Sol inspires positive change by investing in health and human services to strengthen families. For more information on how to become a mentor or donor, visit their website at valledelsol.com. What a great way of investing in our communities. I'll be back with Doing More after this. Welcome back to Doing More. We're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month here at Valle del Sol's 33rd annual Profiles of Success. National Hispanic Heritage Month is celebrated nationwide September 15th through October 15th in honor of all the histories and contributions made by Latino American champions whose ancestors came from Spain and Latin countries. It's an inspiring time to learn about the achievements, contributions, and success stories achieved by notable Hispanic Americans. Plus, it's a time to learn about the variety of Latino culture, traditions, food, and music that has a global influence every day. We headed to San Diego, California, and visited with Episcopal Community Services, who are breaking barriers and transforming communities through programs rooted in action and faith in God. Take a look.